loss for them, and they'll be looking to bounce back after a match that only happened actually 8 days ago. I expect that Daystar are targeting this map because they saw those weaknesses from Soul's Heart. But of course, being Daystar's map pick, it means that Soul's Heart get the choice of side start, and that means that they will start on defense, which, as you said, puts a lot of pressure on these Daystar attacks.
That's the big thing. Starting sides on some of these maps is very tricky, and I think for best of 3, getting comfortable, getting confident is a big factor in the longevity of these series. Starting on defense here, getting, let's say, a 4-2 half, maybe a 5-1 half, you get some easy kills, some easy rounds. It can just really set you forward. And with Soul's Heart being the more experienced team, it also leads into it. They're gonna use that to their advantage as much as possible. Operator bans a Kaid, and not a Bandit, James, but a Mute to follow through for the Intel and Waldeneye, and a Blitz and Grim, 2 stables of Consulate. Grim, of course, so strong on every single bomb site, so figure out if they're a player in this corner, get those constant red pings, and also the fact that Soul's Heart, or Daystar rather, banned out the Mute, it goes hand in hand, because Mute is the big counter to Grim, for example. Now that's kind of gone, so thankfully, Grim being removed as well means you can't just like super counter people, but that does leave a really strong Deimos potential now, as there would be no Mute Gemmers.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised to see that Mute pick, but I love it. And of course, Daystar immediately jumping into that, as you said, picking the Deimos. Now, what's more, they've also got this Flores, which is really good for clearing util, and usually the main Canada Flores is, of course, that Mute. So it's going to be a good setup here for Daystar. We even have the Rayora introduced here by Joe Gore. It's going to be switched off of, though, it seems, and my excitement that was pending on the look of that operator pick is unfortunately going to peter out. But at least you'll be excited, because guess what we got on the defense? It's our Lord and Savior, Tachanka, Scatman, third highest rated player in Asia at the moment, and he's looking to go for a bit of a peak as well with this Tachanka. This you don't see every day.
No, normally when you see Tachanka, you're hiding on the bomb side, you know, you're plant denying, you're not taking any gunfights, and Scatman is going to get very active here very early on. Of course, they have 4 spare reinforcements. Whenever he wants to peel off this position, he can fall back, reinforce the wall. But until then, if he hears a rappel, a potential free kill, why not try and go for it? But if he goes punished, losing Tachanka would be the biggest loss of an operator, as it's your primary plant denier, and Valkyrie's playing impact grenades, so no C4. Oh boy.
Well played, though, from Daystar there. They seemed a little bit suspicious. It being Seal, the Blackbeard that repelled up, meant that the shield was protecting his face as he repelled. It wasn't going to be an easy free kill there for Scatman.
So you have 6 impact grenades, no C4, so only Tachanka for plant denial, and you're up against a shield, a Capital, and Deimos. So you're gonna have to really rely on your gun skill right now, and your crossfires if you're Soul's Heart, because in terms of gadgetry, you're not probably gonna get a whole lot of kills here. You see, oh my god, he's reinforcing the wall in the front of the Blackbeard. It actually works, that's incredible. Very high value, because now you gotta take the Capital of GigaChat all the way from admin offices back to the roof, over to that balcony, to use his secondary heart breach just to open up that wall that was already opened earlier. So that's gonna buy a lot of time.
Now, in our interview yesterday in the APL OCE with Wedables, he was talking about how on the defense you need to be a lot more active in the current meta, in the modern siege. And we're seeing that here from Scatman on that Tachanka. He's already using some of his fire in these rooms surrounding the bomb site, even though Daystar are still quite a fair way away from executing on the bomb site. As I say that, they begin their execution onto the vending machine. Mark does get out of dodge and even find a kill on his exit as he retreats. It does leave Daystar, though, with a little bit more ground than they had previously.
It's a huge one. Taking down the Deimos, the trackers, is a really valuable first opening pick. Although now all eyes on Seal here on the Blackbeard. He has to lead his team in, but there goes a second. Souffle drops down from the balcony and dies immediately from that yellow wall.
An unusual kill there. Here comes the fire, again being used very actively. 35 seconds left and ticking away as Daystar look to try and poison the side. Hang on! I9, he snuck by the doorway and found a kill, traded back. Daystar, it's still doable. Oh, but straight into the crossfire here for Seal. He does fall. All up to GigaChad here, who will really have to demonstrate his name if he is to clutch up a 1 versus 3. Soul's Heart waiting, swinging. It's Mr. Punch. And Soul's Heart to find the first round.
A great display there from Soul's Heart of both the crossfires, falling back when they have to, and of course I9 with the quote-unquote rat play in the corner. I had no idea he was there actually. I was thinking, oh, they're gonna jiggle the side door, maybe get a free kill. No, they were the 3 kill. They did not check the corner itself, and they go rewarded for their rat plays. Really good first round, though, I will say, for both teams. We saw a lot of problem solving. We saw Daystar able to do probably the hardest step of a top floor attack from the admin portion is to clear out that vending machine. They make sure the capital fires, the Wamai clear into the grenades. That cleared the position, but then we saw Soul's Heart get the opening kill first onto Deimos, and it kind of snowballed from there. You really ideally need either all 5 attackers alive to just overwhelm the bomb site once you get there, or you have to trade positively for the attackers. So going 1 for 1, so from a 5v5 to a 4v4, is still gonna favor Soul's Heart on the defense. They still need to find themselves in like a 5 versus 4 or a 4 versus 3 with a, at least 1-man advantage. Otherwise, these rounds on attack, they're not going to get a whole lot easier. There aren't that many ways into most of these bomb sites, so if you're playing even numbers, there's likely always going to be at least one defender watching that potential entry path.
According to Muzzy, we are the breaching buddies. What? No, we're not. Don't do that.
I'm just listening into the little back and forth conversation. Was that Valkyrie suggesting something going on with Muzzy? All right.
Oh, I forget about this. Yeah.
I love that.
See, when I play Rainbow Six Siege, I have like the limited sounds on, so I don't hear anything besides gun sounds, basically.
Very
Such a
hardcore
sweat.
of you. I'm all about lore. I9 actually has a drone staring at him just to the left of the screen here. He's looking to try and shoot drones, doesn't realize Pika is staring at him. There he goes, eventually takes it down. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't get swung, but perhaps Daystar didn't want to take the risk. Also, I9, phenomenal player. He hasn't been the highest rated this stage, but he's the kind of player that, yes, he'll have quiet games, but he'll also have these insane pop-off games as well. And since he joined Soul's Heart, we've seen them look very solid. On the top floor, a bit of a roam clear. It's Pika making his move with the Monty.
Yeah, but he's pretty much alone right now. There they go. His teammates are going to follow up, but he falls the first one. Is Seal. ADS and the Monty gets a follow-up, though. That's a good trade.
Not a good position to be in here for Daystar. They do lose that exchange on the roam. Yeah, you killed DCH, that's great, but losing the Monty was critical. And now I9 has found another kill as well onto GigaChad, trying to make this work here for Joe Gore. He swings the corner, the flashes are good, and the kill comes through onto Mark. Now he can hack the cameras in a 2 versus 3. It is winnable, though challenging for the attack.
Gotta hit that reset button right now. If you're Soul's Heart, start barricading those stores and see if you can prime and ready a C4 somewhere. They have 2 in pocket still. Don't be called going out. It's going to be, I think, mostly unsuccessful right now. It's good for like quick information. They're running out the building. They know it's all clear. Soul's Heart, the 3 remaining defenders are all downstairs in the bomb site, as they should be. We spoke about even numbers and man advantages. When you have 3 defenders against 2 attackers, you can watch every single entry path and more. And when you win gunfights like this from these corners, it's going to be all that much easier. Yep, it's a done deal. They swing out first. They get the kills. They shut down Daystar again on the second round.
Yeah, rough day in the office for Daystar in that round. And they're 0-2 on Consulate attack. Now, you mentioned coming into this that you'd be really looking out for these Daystar attacks, considering that it has been one of their weaknesses. A 33.3 recurring percent win rate on their defensive side, the second worst of the entire league, only ahead of Latent Dragon. And you compare that to their defense at 55, which is the second best of the league. Yeah, Daystar have definitely been crutching on that defensive side and kicking off this series on their attack. It's not looking too pretty.
It's not, but I will say this, Daystar are not getting choked out and stuck moving out the map. On the very first round, they took admin, they cleared Soda Machine, and then they lost by the bomb site itself. That's technically good. They didn't win the round, but they got all the way to the bomb site. And for Consulate, that can be tricky. On the previous round that we just saw in Basement, they went for a roam clear very aggressively, very confidently. They lost their gunfights, and then the round kind of ended strategically from there. They're not getting stuck outside the building, droning, holding passive angles. They're still being the playmakers. And I want to emphasize that because that is a big positive. When teams are poor at attacking Consulate or they're poor attacking team in general, we often see them struggle until the last 10 seconds of the round. Then they're forced to go for a rush. And of course, there's just no way to win because up against Scoyo Fire, Toxic Waves from Smoke, Tashanka, etc. And it looks really ugly. Daystar, while they have lost the first 2 rounds, they haven't looked ugly in how they have lost them. If they wake up in their gunfights individually, they could have easily won that previous basement attack. So there's still hope for them. They just need 2 rounds, and there's still 4 more to be played.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye out where the attention is being paid here from Daystar, now attacking on the middle floor. Typically, you want to take a bunch of that top floor. Oh, it's actually Scatman on the stairs with a shotgun now. He's known for playing positions like these, Hell in a Cell shotgun positions. He was one of the players that really kind of made infamous that position on the the freezer stairs on the reworked Oregon. He would always play that. We called it Sapper Spot at the time, and he was just unkillable. And now he's playing on the yellow stairs with Smoke, with that Shoddy and Gas Babes to support him. He's a player that I'm definitely going to watch out for in this round. Daystar will struggle to try and take him down.
And you got Mr. Punch and the Pulse right now on the bomb side, it's just like scanning for all the nearby areas, lobby door, piano window, outside yellow maybe at some point as well, saying, hey guys, there's one guy over here, one guy over there, so there's 3 people missing. And then you have people like DCH upstairs who's like, okay, I see Demo's yellow, that's the 3rd guy.
Oh.
So they're slowly starting to map out where they are. Scatman actually aggressed up the yellow stairs, got that kill, and walks back down. Maybe you're right, James.
Oh.
Maybe he owns that staircase. Yeah, he does.
Well, I didn't even see anything that happened, but I just had an inkling when I saw Scatman on a staircase with a Shoddy. My spidey sense was tingling. Mark has also won his fight elsewhere, and it's not looking too hot here for Daystar. 2v5. And the defenders are relinquishing control. They're giving it up. They're happy to take the man advantage and consolidate the round. It's forcing GigaChad here to go hunting. He's caught between the 2 remaining players. He's shut down. Scatman for a 3rd on the stairs. He truly is the king of the staircase with that shotgun. And Soul's Heart, well, they have truly found their way into this match. 3-0.
Yeah, I'm starting to see the issue right now for Daystar as we see how they approach every single bomb site. It's a little bit too linear for my liking, right? When they want to attack top floor, it's all people, yellow stairs, walking in, that's it. They're missing people on the CEO window, on the meeting balcony, inside of admin offices. It's all from one push. On top floor attack, same story. All 5 people on admin side pushing on over. On basement, they go top floor. Again, they all go yellow stairs and they go in towards CEO, meeting, and they lose the gunfights. I want to see Daystar spread more out across the map, get split pressure, and of course also the term phantom pressure. If you open up a door or a window somewhere, even if you aren't going to be playing in that position, the defenders aren't going to know if it's clear or not unless they have, again, Echo, Valkyrie, or Pulse, some sort of information. Right now, Soul's Heart, they know exactly where Daystar are attacking from, where their exact player locations are as well, and that makes those gunfights and the teamwork positioning all that much easier. You don't see a guy running up and down yellow staircase getting a 3k with a shotgun unless he has an inkling of what's going on. So Daystar get more spread across the map. They just called their tactical timeout to talk about it, and hopefully they can get more settled into the second half.
Daystar's coach Harambe, a bit of an infamous player from way back in the day, the heart and soul of Direwolves. He really captured our hearts when Direwolves back in the day had that core of Pika, Souffle, Harambe, and he was a bit of a dancer. He would always dance, do this little Harambe dance where he'd wave his hands in the air after every time he won a round, and we'd always get him to do it in the interviews. Really was a favoured player in the region. I'm sure that he jumped in on the comms there and was helping the team figure out how they need to get around these attacks, because obviously it's been a bit of a struggle so far, Pengu. If you could get 5 seconds or 50 seconds maybe to talk with the team right now, what are the main things that you'd say Daystar really need to focus on?
I mean, right now, I'd say probably like ease it up. Like, don't be so tense. Don't worry too much about it. It's a best of 3 series. It's a long way to go. Don't worry about these individual few rounds. Spread out across the map. Apply phantom pressure. Backstab, front stab. Don't just push from one singular position, because right now, Soul's Heart, they see and they know exactly what we're gonna do. We have to be a bit more. Well, we have to be less predictable. We have to be more punchy with what we're going to do. Now they got the glass, they still got the shield and the demos. There's a lot of potential explosiveness in this attacking lineup. But positionally in the map, what I want to see is that they don't all 5 people go together. So I'm okay with Picanso here going admin offices, Joker and Glass going meeting balcony, for example. But I don't want to see 5 guys meeting balcony or 5 guys admin offices. We gotta see them spreading across the map.
And what's more, when Joe Gore does get into the fray with the Glaz, you've got that Warden ban as the third operator ban coming through. Soul's Heart, can't ban that Glaz now. They can't ban that Ying now. They use theirs on the Montaigne, maybe not expecting that Warden. So this does feel like that secret ingredient that Daystar needed. They have this, operator that doesn't have an obvious counter. You could try and use bulletproof cameras or smoke babes or something to slow it down, but it's not quite the same as having that Warden, which is the hard counter to the Glaz. Soul's Heart are going to have to deal with that. It's really up to Daystar to use this well, because they've been dealt a good hand here. They've put themselves in a good position. We just need to see how they actually capitalize on that.
Ooh. Mark? Oh my god. He couldn't figure out if he was going to go forward to juke the nade or backwards and try and, avoid it in the corner. He dies to a bit of a mixture of the grenade and the pre-fire. This time, there was no OMI. Last time they had it, that could catch the first grenade.
Wow.
I9 goes down as well. This could be Daystar's first round. They're looking very good.
It's been a great start for Daystar in this round. They've cleared out some of these key positions. Good teamwork as well. Nades in tandem with players playing cut. Now Scatman is the instrumental player deep inside of the A bomb side. And Joe Gore's watching his position. He does get him on the retreat. Scatman completely caught unawares. No crosshair there for Joe Gore though, thanks to the Tubarao. And this could be a bit of a swing here from DCH. Souffle is avidly watching it. DCH needs to time it well. Can't afford to lose this. Tries to bait it for a brief second. And now the plant going down. Mr. Punch gasses it out. GigaChad has to fall back. 40 seconds and Mr. Punch repositions. DCH is also repositioning. He does have a nitro cell.
C4.
He could go for some vertical denial here. And it goes in. He's not going to detonate it as of yet, though. This is a dangerous play here from Soul's Heart. They don't realize that the team has gone deep. Joe Gore has found the kill with the Glaz. And now the plant will be confirmed, more likely than not, by GigaChad. It's up to DCH to make this comeback dream a reality in a 1 versus 5. He finds the first. A long way still to go. And of course, the shield of Blackbeard with welcome arms waiting for him to make his way forward. And Seal will put a bullet right between his eyes. Daystar are finally on the board.
Yeah, and look good doing so. They actually had pressure in 4 different positions on that map. They had a person on the yellow skylight. They had a person in Visa. They had 2 people in admin. And then we saw Glass sneak in meeting door as well for that aggressive play. So for once, Soulstar didn't know exactly what was going on. They didn't have the right, counters essentially. And to make things even better, Daystar got an effortless opening kill onto Mark on that soda machine position. The grenade, the crossfire, Mark would either explode by the grenade and just die, or he would try running away and taking a gunfight against 2 or 3 different guns. So really good look there after tactical timeout, their second attempt at the bomb site. And that is why we can't fully judge a team until we see not just the first time they attack the site, but the second. That's going to be their adaptations, their counters, their hard, learned lessons from the previous time they failed. So really good thing here. Now they got to replicate that same success on the second bomb site of basement, and then they got the 4-2. Or at the worst, they'll have the 4-2.
I have confirmation from Daystar that GigaChad is Felarx, who has been on the roster for quite some time now. I was wondering if this was a new player or just a change of name. I have confirmation. It's a full rebrand. For some reason, a lot of players in Asia love changing their names. Like way back in the day, Scatman here, well, he was called Scatman for the longest time, and then he changed his name to Sapper. And then that was really when his team was on the rise. Back when he was on Elevate, they made several international events. And then he decided last year to change it back to Scatman again. So they just love to keep us on our toes as viewers and commentators. It just makes our job a little bit more difficult.
Interesting. I guess there's no ruling against it because who would stop you from changing your name? But it should technically be in your own best interest to never change it, right? Yeah. Because your branding, or your fans know you for, or the players, etc. Because if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah. Oh, well, DCH falls. Nice cut from Seal on the top floor. Although the bomb site is all the way downstairs. And Joe Gore is going to find that track onto Mark. Of course, with that Jackal rework / nerf, it's not going to be a lot of information for him. Just knows the player is downstairs.
curious to see what Soul's Hark's approach will be here. They lost a player early, which obviously is quite bad. But if you look at the defending lineup, Maestro, Goyo, like Fenrir, Asami, they very clearly want to play by the bomb side and very turtly in their shell, waiting for Daystar to approach them. You see all 4 people are downstairs in the basement. But when you're down a player, typically you want to be a little bit aggressive, right? Last try and even the score. Because like I mentioned back in round number 2, if Daystar finds himself in a mad advantage like a 5v4 or a 4v3, they should be mighty comfortable in that position. The only real counter right now is going to be the timer or Mr. Punch flank up top floor. So we gotta see Daystar now keep up the pace. If they start planting on too little time, the Goyo Fire or the Maestro Evil Eyes cameras can become a problem for them to plant.
I'm really going to keep in the back of my mind Mr. Punch on this flank. He's actually gone back down to the ground floor. He has 2 impact grenades. This is a soft wall. There are 2 players on the other side of it. And it goes for it. He finds the first one. Seal goes down. But now everybody knows where he is. A little bit of damage onto Giga Chad outside of the breach. 40 seconds is still time to make this work. But there are also still players upstairs that Mr. Punch wants to flank, wants to deal with. Jogor, meanwhile, has abandoned his position. There's no more flank watch here for Daystar, or at least not as actively as they would like. And that does open the gates for Mr. Punch to have a big impact. What we need from Daystar is to execute with aggression and with vehemence onto the side, overwhelm the opposition, and make sure that they can grab control before Mr. Punch can make good on his flank. But I'm not sure they've got the time. 10 seconds to play. Scatman finds one and a double. Another one. 2 more for Mark. It's a huge collapse onto the bomb site, and one by one, Daystar will fall.
And the timing was perfect for Mr. Punch there, taking on the Cavitile, the fires, the smokes. Essentially, what happens when you get a flank kill like that, there's 2 options if you're Daystar. Either it's, okay guys, there's a roamer behind us, let's hit the bomb site right now, super quickly, and try and go like 4 versus 3, because there's only 3 people on the bomb site and 1 guy roaming, of course. Or you say, okay guys, we lost the Cavitile, what do we do? Think. 10 seconds goes by, and then you go for the execute. And at that point, Mr. Punch will either go back towards the bomb site itself, and you're back to a 4 versus 4, or Mr. Punch can go top floor this time, flank down yellow, go on the hatch below, impact the floor somewhere, and go for a secondary kill. Daystar, they definitely hesitated a little bit in that round, and when they walked in, the rest of Soul's Heart, they are ready. We saw the keep barriers, Scatman pushing up on the Maestro get a 2 kill, and then Mark getting the final 2 kills by yellow stairs as well. The issue is, as I said earlier on Consulate, there's not a ton of different ways in towards the bomb site unless you own the full map. So on that basement attack, they had the hatch above in Piano, they had the main breach on Garage, and they had the yellow door walk-in. They never took, Visa, bottom spiral, so that means all of Soul's Heart can look in the same sort of direction and all hold the same angles together. Daystar needs that split pressure where they're picking apart every angle as much as possible. That's still what they're missing on their attacks.
I think a lot of it also comes down to those opening engagements and how they can convert those advantages. The one round that we did see Daystar win, right? Like, it was an opening kill on that top floor, and then a second kill, and then it was just slow and steady. Make sure that you just essentially bleed out your opponents, force them to make a move. And yeah, there's been a few rounds here where Soul's Heart have won the opening kills, actually those first 3 rounds in a row. Depends on the bomb site too. Maybe they'll have a little bit more luck up here.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we saw Soul's Heart lost a player last round basement. They didn't care. 4 guys on the basement stairs, just like they're chilling, or basement side rather, and then Mr. Punch flanking, and that was really good from them. So maybe Soul's Heart recognized if we give quote-unquote easy kills to Daystar, they will take them. They will happily match our pace. If we just sit in our corners and they have to problem solve it, that's when they struggle a bit more. So we might see some more sheltered roles. Jogor, not sheltered, drops down Yellow Scarlet as the glass player. Baron 9 in hand, looking for a kill or a flank watch, while the rest of his team drones upstairs. They hear a player in CEO. Jogor, if you die as glass solo here on yellow stairs, that could be a bad thing for your team. With that being said, someone has to make the entry play.
Oh, it might be him. The smoke goes out. Mr. Punch a little bit scared, worried that it is a glass coming his way, but guess what? It's Soufflé jumping in from the bathroom that actually finds him. A second one for Soufflé as well as Mark goes down. And this is not just the opening that Daystar needed, but the double down. Now DCH is desperate, looking for some sort of reply, but his position is locked down from the spiral stairs and from Souffle as well. They start working together, making sure that they are ready to refrag all these positions. Slow and steady now in the 5v3. May well win the race, but not when DCH can get away with that. It's one kill and then a retreat after a bit of damage received. Daystar need to make sure that this lead doesn't slip any further.
They actually had a drone on DCH there at the tail end. I'm curious if they saw it or not.
No, bro!
It's ugly!
What?
The beams, they blocked the bullets. I9 gets the kill instead. A good trade from Seal, but the damage is done. Only one player advantage now for Daystar with 20 seconds left.
Not a good look there. You can't be affording to lose those with Joe Gore. That should have been a free kill. And yet, unfortunately, the DMR did not do him any favors. Now, GigaChad has to jump in desperately. Scatman will know the position, and he's got that shotgun as well for it. He misses the first, but does take him down.
Oh my God.
Diffuser on the floor, and all that Scatman needs to do is survive. He finds another one, Scatman!
He's in.
He clutches it up for Soul's Heart. Daystar throws everything at him, and he doesn't give a damn.
Not just the master of the staircases, but the closet and piano as well. The positioning game from Scatman there is beautiful. He played his limitations so well. Playing by the rotate first, kills the drone, realizes, hey, this player will jump in through the piano window. I'm gonna go there, take the gunshot fight, wins it. Recognizes, okay, my teammate died from yellow stairs. I'm gonna push back into piano. The hatch gets opened up, use the piano for coverage, sees the guy dropping. Once he gets that second kill, he immediately swings for information and just catches the tail end of the shoulder of that third player to then use the piano once more to cover his body as he prepares himself for that final gunfight right here. It's beautifully played. The time ran out, but had time still been left available, he has that shotgun, he has the positioning, and he had the perfect read.
Yeah, 90% Scatman would have won that. The guy is absolutely insane right now. Top fragging in the server. I mean, he's only died once, and I think he's got 6, 7, 8 kills, perhaps. Understandable why he's a third highest rated player in Asia right now. And this is a guy that's often on support. And this is a guy who's also been playing the game for years. One of the oldest running veterans here in the scene, way back in the day when he made his debut on, it was either Xavier or Q-Confirm, I genuinely don't know. He's one of the OGs of the Thai scene, and he's absolutely farming. 6-1 right now, playing support roles, and Soul's Heart just completed an absolute world tour of a first half on defense. 5-1. It's going to be very challenging to Daystar to come back from that and then win their own map pick.
No, it is. I want to see if there's going to be any like approach differences from Soul's Heart here. If they're going to have a different philosophy on their attacking side. If they just want to try and, you know, maybe go 5 people in one area, just like a brute force these rounds, go for rushes, do the split pressure. Because the benefit of starting defense is, yes, you get like a lot of rounds built up, 5-1 in this case. Now you can try and do some crazy stuff on the attack and not have to worry about, okay, guys, what if we lose this round? It's really bad, yada yada. Because on the flip side, look at Daystar. You're down 1-5. Oh, don't worry, guys, for defense. Woo! Great. If you lose a singular defense round, you're looking down against match point. Lose a second defense, it's over. That map is done. You go second map. So you really don't have a whole lot of creative freedom now to take a ton of risk if you're Daystar. And Soul's Heart on the attack, they will have that opportunity. The first round for them will be a bit more passive though. They got both the Nomad and the Zero. They want to try and do this in a very philosophical way, right? Get map control, lock it down, watch the flanks, tons of information, and always have knowledge on the next play to make.
I really like this Zero pick here from Scatman. And what's more, it also not just gives information or covers flanks, but it also has the potential to counter these mirror windows. I mean, there you go. Even if it was facing the other direction, he could have shot one into the mirror and then used it to drill through. It works the same as Ash. Speaking of, Mark finds his kill with the R4C. Joe Gore down. That's the Warden eliminated. Not an operator that would have had a lot of impact when there's not a lot of smokes and flashes on the lineup. Perhaps a few flashes. Speaking of, GigaChad gets forced on back by one of those flashbangs. And Daystar are really looking on rough soil here. Soul's Heart are marching towards this bomb site. And man, do they have quite a setup to deal with everything that Daystar have brought to the table.
Yeah, and see where the pressure's coming from. The Zero Cam from CEO window gets the mirror. Then the Scatman, same person, will go meeting balcony, breach the wall. Then you have people in admin offices.
Oh,
now
he's going to get the other mirror.
Flashbang.
Almost.
Oh. Almost, yeah.
So that's
JC, there's so many things happening in the round. It's so much like Daystar. Where are they? Where are they not? As you said, 3 zero camps left in pocket. Arcus camps as they're called that you can still use. Grenade from Blackbeard, Flourish drones. They got so much utility. And of course, they got the Ash, the easiest mirror counter. Now it's shattered.
Yeah, I mean, that's both mirrors counted, and unfortunately one of those Ash charges missed, but I mean, plenty of util for Soul's Heart to deal with that mirror pick. It's just such an unorthodox way using the zero, and I love the redundancy that they've got. 6 charges from the zero. Wait a second.
He's going in.
He's just jumping straight inside. They've got information.
He's
because
planting.
of those Argus cameras deployed at the start of the round.
It's an air jab.
And now with big C4, it will land, and that will kill Scatman and deny that plant. Soul's Heart made a tricky little play, but unfortunately for them, they didn't account for a potential Nitro cell. As a result, they have to get desperate. A shot from the Blackbeard could potentially save the round, but he loses his fight for now. And now he has to clutch up. A 1v4 finds the first kill. What a shame for Soulzard. It was such a nice setup for the round. All it took was a single C4 for everything to come crashing down. And Daystar recompose after punishing a little bit of an unorthodox, spontaneous execute from Soulzard.
I actually really like that approach there because, again, they kept Daystar in the unknown about what the next move was going to be. Then they had the sound cues, they rotated correctly. Had Soulzard had the Flores player on the bathroom window outside Spiral just 5 seconds earlier to catch the rotation, that would have been the cherry on top. It was Scatman on 0 with Nomad, going CO window, rappel in, air jab, cover. Now that's perfect, but there was that one singular C4 that was tossed on out that denies the plant, and Melusi then ran on in and got the second kill as well. So the rotate was great, but we see DCH Flores, he's on Spiral roof right now, and as Scatman does the C4,
look at him drop
that's
down.
when he drops down to the bathroom window. So had he been there 5 seconds earlier, 3 seconds earlier, he might get a free kill and change the outcome of that round. Small things.
Oh, I might be wrong. Can you see much from the old connector window that now just looks straight into meeting that people rappel on in and sometimes plant on? Can you see much through that? Like, could you peek towards the open mirror window and cut off into split on the top floor? I'm not entirely sure.
It kind of depends on exactly how the soft walls are opened up, but I would say generally speaking,
window
you
here.
don't see a whole lot.
So,
yeah,
I mean,
you don't see a whole lot.
But yeah, right. But that mirror was open, so surely you could have actually repelled on that window and had someone cut. Oh well, I mean, there's so many different ways they could have done it. It's incredible how a single point of failure can completely lose a round, though, for an attack. And in this case, it was just not having a counter to that player rotating with the C4. But
also, meeting balcony was open by the breach, right? So the issue is there. You need a guy on the meeting balcony watching the breach and a guy on the connector window watching the rappel. So that needs 2 people. That's where it gets kind of stinky because Scatman was there earlier, breached the wall, then he went CEO window. If the meeting balcony wasn't open up, then maybe because you don't have a fear of a run out. Same with lobby door, also risky run out area. But yeah, you're right. One single point of failure completely swayed that round into Daystar's favor, but we gotta give credit to Daystar. They had the right play in mind and they rotated correctly, because that could have very easily been just a sneak plant. If you don't have a, if you have a little bit of hesitation there, that plant will go down, but they insta-snapped and went for the rotate.
yeah, credit to Daystar. Now they found their first round on the defensive side. Despite some tribulations, they look for a second. Soul's Heart attacking onto this top floor, just above the bomb site. Oh, spotting a player is marked, but Souffle wins the engagement. The second duel likely to come out. DCH does trade and double down. It's a 3 versus 3 after the chaos ensues, and Daystar are left weathering that storm. However, they have lost control of that top floor. Basement is the bomb site, by the way. Soul's Heart still have to deal with some roamers, namely Pika, who's hiding in that closet near piano.
I'm not sure they're gonna think he's gonna be there. Soul's Heart themselves, all people fell back towards the bomb site when the roam fell. Look at this, Joker stuck around. They have no idea. Yep. If Soul's Heart, they think the best thing to do is fall back, they might assume Daystar would do the same, but they don't agree with that play. They kept the roamer upstairs and they get rewarded for it with a kill. Now they have the verticality on the bomb site as well. A shield by Scopos on the yellow door. This is a near impossible task for Soul's Heart.
Oh yeah, that Scopo shield is too powerful. It's essentially a mirror window. Unwinnable is that position, and now Scatman is likely to fall. He's left all alone in a 1 versus 3. The Glad is completely ineffective, having to move out of that smoke and take the fight against the Skopos. There's a player above him and 2 players nearby. He might win the first fight against Pika. He might even win this second one. Oh, Giga Chad is down. There's still 20 seconds to play. He has the diffuser. This is actually all of a sudden winnable. The last player left for Daystar is upstairs. It's Joe Gore. He gets delayed by the air jab. Scatman's going to have a post plant. Surely Joe Gore can't confirm this. There's a kill. It's a 1v1 for Scatman. Can he reload the primary? Does he keep the pistol? Sees him for a brief second, takes a bit of damage, decides to fall back. Pistol still in hand, and no util to speak of. No more smokes, no flashes. He spots the player! It's a big clutch for Scatman! The second 1v3 from him this game! And Soul's Heart propel themselves onto map points.
Seemingly unwinnable, not actually unwinnable. Again, Scatman's positioning is winning him so many of these gunfights. It's not clean headshots, it's not hitting every single bullet, it's simply being a positional god inside the server. Using that yellow pillar for the first kill, using the soft wall and the rotate for the second, and dancing around the bomb site, finding that off angle to get the third and final kill. He's just locked in, and he plans his next move every single time. Look at this. Use the pillar. Use the rotate, gets that off angle, runs around the bomb site like a crazy person, gets the BP, gets the confirmed kill. It's so well played. 9 kills now for Scatman, 2 clutches in the bag single-handedly, and a 6-2 scoreline for Soul's Heart.
That is unreal. 2 clutches in 8 rounds. Guy's got 9 kills, only died twice. On the bloody support roles, by the way. He's playing Smoke and Thermite. He's playing Zero. He's a smart player. He's the one saying, oh, actually, for this round, to counter that mirror and to get a bit of information, I'm going to pick onto the Zero. He's using all of his gadgets. He's playing it so well, and he's still clutching up. And he's definitely quite a leadership figure in this team as well. It's great to see a player that's been around for so long, still in form. And, well, this is a better Soul's Heart than we've seen recently, considering that they lost this map 8 days ago to Team Orchid in a very convincing 7-2 fashion. This is the bounce back that they needed. And they're certainly going to need a bit of a bounce back from their stage form in order to take on Weibo later today, should they win this game. Of course, the best team in Asia is waiting them in that upper bracket semi-final.
So lobby bomb site defense, potential final round for Soul's Heart if they come out victorious, of course. They got a Blitz, they got a Nomad, they got the Brava. This smells a little bit like a potential rush strat. Brava goes in, hacks any gadgetry, sees that there is none. If they want to, Soul's Heart could at any moment's notice just send in the Blitz on closet window, jump out the window in Siege X, force into a hipfire, gets the kill. We don't see that all that often these days.
You also got the Brava drone as well, the clutch. That's a big play there from Joe Gore. Very much needed here for Daystar. Scatman down. That's the #1 player here in the server, and the best chance of Soul's Heart clutching up these rounds. He's taken out, and no trade as well. Yeah, Daystar is going to be very happy about that.
Now the question for them, will they play sheltered roles? Will they fall back? Will they keep fighting? Because strategically right now, they've done it. They've gotten that big lead. The second kill falls onto a punch on the Blitz, and this is falling apart very quickly. Joker with a second. It's a 5v2. Mark and DCH against the world.
Bit of desperation here. Mark goes for a swing. Joe Gore is on fire in this round. 3 kills. DCH against everybody from Daystar. And they seem to know where he is as well. A few shots through the floor. Seal just letting him know, hey, we know you're up there, and we're coming for you. Even one shot lands. Now he's looking scared. He's looking worried. A flashbang goes out. Nice pre-fire, but he's straight into the flash, and Souffle confirms a flawless defense for Daystar.
That's exactly what they needed right now. Just keep the mental in there, get a nice and comfy, easy round on the tertiary bomb side. Now they can go back upstairs where they were previously victorious. So things are looking better. Now we see the Arbiter ban. We had Ying and Grim on the attack, Mute and Clash on the defense. That jump out from Joe Gore to start things off. No one's gonna expect a player to do that play these days. That's the thing. It's such a big kind of a wild card in the round. Had Jogor jumped out and died, however, I mean, he was supposed to get 3 kills in that round. He did, so that would have been a big change up on the scoreboard. Warden and Blitz follows through, so they're both on the same idea of what's going to happen. Now, if Warden's gone, we're thinking Glass, we're thinking Ying, we're thinking Blitz. So banning one of those 3 operators in the Blitz makes a lot of sense to me. Also removes his shield, which they just played in that previous round.
Is this the moment for Daystar to start building a little bit of momentum? It's 2 rounds in a row, now 1. Oh, wait, no, it's... Wait, did they win 2 in a row? I'm crazy. No, they won the first and third of these rounds. Of course, I forgot about the clutch. I mean, strategically, they still won that round with the clutch even as well.
Yeah, I mean, in my notes, I put the round to Daystar and I just scribble it out and then give it to Soul's Heart because the clutch happened.
I mean, they go
There's no way, right? Surely.
Yeah. They go from fumbling a 3v1 into winning a flawless round as well. So, look, a bit of momentum to build on the back of that flawless, but Soul's Heart still have 3 more chances to confirm a regulation win here, and like we said, it's
Attacker's objective is to locate
I had
a
it as
bomb and
Daystar's
defuse
map pick, but the overlay doesn't. Let me just double check that and I'll get back to you.
Sure.
Bubbity-boo, bubbity-boo, bubbity-boo.
I am curious if
Daystar
we'll see
picked
the
Consulate,
fourth bomb
Soul's
site
Heart
one.
picked Bank. So the overlay is actually wrong. This is definitely Daystar's map. Soul's Heart picked Bank. So
Also,
yeah.
it's starting sides, yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, even more reason here for Daystar to really need this map, of course. Even losing here, they go onto their opponent's map pick.
Okay. Curious if Daystar wins this round here on defense, if they'll go to the split bomb side or go back to basement where they were strategically victorious with Scatman clutched out, for example. Because we haven't seen the split bomb side being played from either team just yet. Soul's Heart didn't really want to try it themselves, didn't really need to. First 60 seconds burned in the clock, just throwing admin, get into the building. C4 prime made from Joe Gore, looking to be the hero once more with the early play. C4 goes out, takes out the drone, but not the player.
That's worth it. We'll take that.
Yeah, is that worth it?
Yeah, I mean, C4 for a drone.
I'll take that free drone.
Better than nothing.
You have one more C4, it's okay. I mean, 5 drones have been shot now, so intel is limited, but then there's a Twitch 2 extra drones, so you actually have 12 instead of 10. So there's still plenty of info here for Soul's Heart, I guess.
That's the thing, people often forget, but when you bring Brava and Twitch, you actually have more util, more drones than you would typically have. Okay, that's a wall bang and a half. Well played by Mark, and that's a worthy trade. Yeah, you lose the Twitch drone, but then he gets the last laugh and finds that kill. Now, numbers in favor of Soul's Heart. Oh, could this be another engagement? DCH is watching this angle.
He's on the window.
Has been spotted. He's forced to retreat. And he will survive to fight another day. But he is far from the bomb site. And Soul's Heart is starting to talk up this pressure here on the top floor.
Here we see DCH on Visa window. With the right timing, could catch a free kill into Seal. With the wrong timing, he slips past. Oh, the timing speaking of. LS swings out, takes damage, but survives.
Here comes the global util as well. The Lion and the Finker together. Jogor does peek for a kill. It's what Daystar needed. They were poking and prodding to try and find an opportunity to bring things back, but unfortunately it doesn't work out for Seal. Elsewhere on his flank, he gets taken down. Souffle can trade. Jogor has been the saving grace here for Daystar, and he finds another one. They're now in the advantage, and it's up to Soul's Heart to try and execute in a 2 versus 3 with Souffle low HP, but Jogor is the man of the hour. The fire comes through from Pika, and I9 tries to lock down Jogor's position with the flames. It seems to work for now, and he confirms that kill as well. Looking for Pika, around in the corner, he loses the fight. 2 low HP players for Daystar against DCH here with the DMR. He finds the first. Where is that second? Where is Souffle? He's gonna hide, and there's no diffuser for DCH. So Daystar will win the round.
So close once again. Such a good job there from Ella, just like hiding, not getting involved in the gunfights, being 1 HP. They knew they could burn down the timer and just play keep away. And Jogor always swinging out, getting those kills. He is saving the early stages of these rounds for Daystar because he's putting his team back in numbers advantage, or at the very least in even numbers. Started off so well, so easy for Soul's Heart, and then very quickly it fell apart. 1 bullet for Picanso, 1 bullet for Souffle was all it was going to take, or just a few more seconds on the clock for DCH to try and go for a plant, but he had neither. Daystar, they are closing the gap right now. Soulsheart will call their tactical timeout.
A lot to talk about here. Soulsheart just need one more round to lock in Consulate. And what will they do? Is it going to be a pocket strat? I mean, having a look, where are we likely to be going for next round? I mean, it's got to be garage, right? The basement.
So far.
Yeah, perhaps they'll need to cook something up.
That's why I really like the split bomb site here, because if you call a tactical timeout as an attacking team, you're going to be talking often about what are you most expecting. So, you know, Garrett's defense here, base and bomb site, sure, you can alter that now. Let's say Daystar picked the split bomb site for the very first time. What are you going to prep against? You haven't seen it yet. They haven't shown you it yet. So I feel like Daystar with a slight missed opportunity, but with that being said, the split bomb side of Archives Tellers is much more difficult to play and has a much lower win rate statistically across the board, at least in its international play, so it's also very risky. It's 4-6, Daystar still need 2 more rounds to stay in this, and Soulsheart, just one of those 2 would be enough. I'm not sure what Soulsheart needs though. I feel like gun skill, they're definitely stronger, except for Jogor, he's so good at swinging out and punishing them. So a way to, I don't know, negatively impact their opponents, you know, Dokebi, Lion, Deimos, a shield operator, Blitz Spence, or maybe a Monty, that could all be good. They got the Lion, they got the Deimos, they got a bunch of self-destruction because of course a basement, you need that. What Soulsheart needs the most is to gain map control without losing too many attackers and without losing too much time. They're always falls into a last 10-second rush in these last couple of moments. They gotta go a little bit faster or a little bit cleaner.
Slow and steady drone work here for I9. Jogor still sneaking around on the top floor. Now, he's the one that I9 would like to target. He's not vulnerable to those drones. He does walk straight past one as well. Looks like Soulsheart seem to be a little bit aware. They're playing quite slowly here, hoping that one of these roamers will rotate into their positions. DCH doesn't know he's actually just around the corner from Jogor here. The Lion scan goes off, and Jogor takes that as his moment to move because he's invulnerable to that gadget thanks to being on the Vigil. Now he's going to come up behind the Soulsheart team, and he might have his moment to steal another round for Daystar.
He's been so good in the early round. Standing still, he is not making any sound, but a yellow ping on Visa's stairs. They have an inkling. Jogor's on the door. Dead to rights gets the free pick.
Yep, and that's really well read there by Soulsheart. They had a feeling that the Vigil was in play, was active, and instead of hunting him down, they played a little bit slower, waited for him to make the first move, and caught him on the rotation. Now, opening pick for Soulsheart here on match point. This is their best chance of locking in Consulate.
Another room upstairs to play long line of sight from lobby into piano into yellow stairs, and Buck is right next to him. I don't think he knows. Deimos Tracker on the 2-brow. That's a defender downstairs. It's not going to do you any good here. When Souffle gets the... What? Okay, Souffle dies. I was going to say when he gets the kill, they'll know his positioning. But Mark with a great flick, great read, gets it instead. 5v3 now with 40 seconds left. The Mark injured on the ground inside of piano. And wallbang to finish off.
Yeah, that's a big pick there for Seal. Very much needed here for Daystar, but they are still trailing behind. It's a 4v3 for Soulsheart. But there are some power positions for Daystar to hold in this execute. How are they going to clear Seal here in the yellow pillar position? He's such a tough player to flush out. GigaChad, though, on this long angle, he has struggled this game. Only found 1 kill so far. But the Azamis keep a barrier, goes out. The plant's actually going down. Is there any denial? The C4 blind will miss.
Second C4.
And Scatman, no, he falls to the C4. Now it's desperate times for Soulsheart. They have to get in. GigaChad doesn't know what's happening, but Mr. Punch overextends and he falls. There's nothing left to be done for Soulsheart. Daystar have stolen the round again.
It comes down to the wire, the double C4, and they did a great job at choosing different spots. The first one was a default plant position by the bomb chassis. That didn't get the kill. The second one went by the drone hole, right-hand side of the breach, and that we saw very much did confirm it. The second attempt there, the Lion goes on in, tries to plant in the same corner. The smoke disappears. He goes, okay, I can't plant without the smoke. Had he gone in deeper before the smoke expired, maybe they get a chance in that round. But such a good job from Seal, locking down Yellow Pillar, standing by that yellow door, not overswinging, not getting too aggressive. He killed the second planter and then gets the Deimos and yellow afterwards. So Soulsheart, they get the early round, they get the 5v3, they get the full map control, and still they are unsuccessful in their plant attempt. I feel like they're trying to play these rounds clean, play them simple, going for a default plant, but there's also a world where you gotta just kind of balls against to the wall, you know, drop down that hatch, run in yellow door, you can smoke off more deeper towards the bomb site to just destroy those long lines of sight and take down the yellow stairs player of Seal, who is playing by that pillar itself.
Yeah.
Now it's final
Azami
round for
was-
Soulsheart Regulation.
Yeah, exactly. Well, even the Azami there, just like using her gadgets to fortify that position, lock out, nullify the presence of that yellow door player. Yeah, too good there for Daystar. Soulsheart really stalled out, and that might be their chance to finish this in regulation done. Of course, they have another shot here, but the basement was the bomb site that they seemed most proficient in. And now as the pressure mounts, Daystar are actually bringing that cap can. They're bringing the Legion as well, so it's a very heavy trap-centric setup on this top floor roam game. And it could catch Soulsheart. However, for now, it seems to be a very quick and explosive execute. Now, unfortunately for them, there's no soft breach available, but if I'm not wrong, that wall is not reinforced. And it could have been very quick of a entrance onto site if an Ash was in play.
Yeah. An Ash, a Bok, a Sledge, a Blackbeard, anything just like blow that wall right open. The thing is, on defenders, there's only one spare reinforcement, so they didn't even forget to reinforce. It's a stylistic choice, if anything. I like the Monty in play here from Scatman, but I do have the fear that is this pressure getting to them? Is Monty like a bit of a last resort because nothing else is working? What if they had Monty last round? All those questions come to mind. Bit of a slow one. Deimos, Rebel on into admin to join his teammate of Mark, the Lion.
Shoddy damage.
They gotta start working the map here.
Oh, here comes a nade. This is good. This is exactly what they need, but no! The timing is a bit off. Doesn't seem to matter because GigaChad still gets caught in that nade. Soulsheart have, once again, got that numbers advantage, but 2 rounds in a row, they've found the opening pick and still fumbled the round to Daystar. Another fumble here means OT.
Gotta get that Monty involved. He's coming up service stairs. That's bottom of Visa right now, I believe.
Look at the Valkyrie
Pulse
and
below.
the Pulse. 2 players below with C4s. Oh, well, Pika doesn't have his anymore. Ooh, fortunately for Souffle. Takes a bit of damage, but he does get out of dodge. Can he continue retreating? Joe Gore, C4 is perfect onto Scatman. Completely caught unawares through the wall. That Nitro Cell will take down the Montaigne.
Now there's no C4s left though, but also no Monty. This Pulse of Jogor has a shotgun primary, very limited in what fights he can and cannot take. What do we have left? No Lion scans. Deimos tracker recharging this very moment.
Oh, it's
Some
out.
sort of lobby control and a little bit upstairs. They might try and just go for a plan with DCH locking down the verticality, but right now there's a gap. Seal has access to all the vert above the bomb set itself. Souffle has a flank. He's standing right next to DCH. This gunfight could determine everything because it gives access to the attackers to maintain top floor control.
Whoever
if they win the
moves first
gunfight.
loses here. That's the problem. There's 2 of them, and Jogor knows about it, so it's going to be a pre-fire here for Souffle. And they trade directly. Jogor's the last one standing, but he is above the bomb site, and he is the Pulse. Mr. Punch has to plant, but he's right next to the Valkyrie camera, which means that Jogor will know exactly where he is. Mark has to cover. He's upstairs. The shotty gets the kill. The plan is down. It's a 1v1 with low HP. Jogor to clutch up the Daystar, and we're heading to overtime.
The pull shotgun flank top floor. Somehow, some way, gets the guy watching the flank, gets the plant protector, gets the guy who planted right after as well, and takes us all the way to OT. There's a Valcam as well, so they have Valkyrie, red pings, the pulse scanner, a lot of mini plays happening in that round for Daystar. And again, despite Soulsheart having opening pick, having a good read in the situation, having a Monty earlier on, they still don't manage to stabilize. And Daystar, the thing is, they're staying on defense. Soulsheart on the attack. Daystar might just steal this entire map back because of these small things.
Yeah, I mean, the one reason why Daystar is still in this game at this point is because of Joe Gore. He has been unbelievable
100%.
and a massive 1 versus 3 for him as well to reply to the 1v3 we saw previously from Scatman. 2 1v3s from Scatman, now 1 from Joe Gore. It's been a game full of clutches and full of tense moments. It's been a real seesaw this match, hasn't it? Back and forth, and that's 4 rounds in a row from Daystar, from 6-2 down to push us into overtime.
Yeah, it cannot be understated enough, like, how many rounds Soulshard could have and would have won if very, very small things would have gone their way. And Joker, like you said, usually they gotta stop them right there. Seal had a moment, Souffle had a moment, but 1v1s, 2v2s, time running out. Scatman, mind you, also clutched 2 rounds that he had no business winning, both being 1v3 clutches. Had that not happened, we're looking at like a 7-3, a 7-4 situation comfortably for Daystar at this point. We gotta say, clutches back and forth for both teams just justifies it so much more. It's a closer match, closer series perhaps than what we first came to expect, because it looked like Soulshard that 5-1 half, they're gonna steal this away.
How's Scatman been downed? Oh.
He is injured on the rappel.
That's
not supposed to happen.
If you get injured while you're rappelling, you're meant to die instantly.
Die.
Can he res him?
Can they res him? Yeah, like, I don't think
How
so.
not dead? Joe Gore's a bit confused because I think Joe Gore went and spawn peeked him and got the injury. I mean, look, to be fair, he should be dead. If he got injured, he's now standing.
Yeah.
Is he not? But he's going to die. Okay. That was strange.
And the round goes
Can't
on.
revive. I mean, to be fair, I don't think there's any reason to dispute that. Obviously, there was a bug, but if you get injured when you're rappelling, you just die instantly. So I don't think
there's no injury,
Yeah, so Scatman actually, he's dead fair and square. Joe Gore did kill him and continues, by the way, being the main reason why Daystar's still in this. We're going to rehost that, apparently.
Rehost. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
I'm curious on the order of what happened essentially. If it's gonna be like he was rappelling and then he got injured, which means he should die. If he got shot at and then he started rappelling. Like, I'm very curious on what the exact order of things were there. I don't think we have a replay, but either way, it does seem like we're right. We're gonna be rehosting the round.
I'm glad we're not looking at my face because that is, it was so much prettier. What do you reckon?
I love that table,
I was tossing up, by the way. Should I go for this? Because I've also got a little cardigan I've got in the other room. Maybe I'll bring it on between breaks. What do you think?
You bring multiple pieces of clothing for a single day of work?
So the thing is, Pengu, it is winter in Melbourne. So when I go outside, I don't want to be wearing this. So I've got like one of those.
Temperature.
11 degrees maybe, I'm going to guess.
It says 14 C, 58 Fahrenheit.
14 C, there you go.
That's winter for you?
Yeah.
That's weak.
Very cold here in Melbourne, 14 degrees.
Is it actually very cold, 14?
Yeah, that is cold. We get a lot of
winter.
Single-digit days. And the single-digit days are the really cold ones. Like, sometimes it even gets to 0, Pengu. Sometimes.
I was gonna say 0 is like where I start saying, oh, it's cold outside because the freaking water's freezing over, etc. So
all right, so I'm just gonna have a look at some notes here. I'm getting calls from the admins. Now I'm not sure what I'm allowed to say, so
say it all.
I've
messed up, you can mess up.
Okay. As per global rulebook, a rehost has been requested due to a bug. That is the line they're saying. Obviously, we're not admins.
Okay.
But yes, like we were saying, my understanding is when you get injured when you're on rappel, you die instantly. So the fact that he got injured and wasn't able to be revived doesn't, in fact, affect the gameplay, in my view. But obviously, the admins, and they're the ones that get to make the decision. And we just tell you what happens because, of course, we have to follow the rulebook. The rulebook is God. So that's what we do here.
Yeah. As I guess like a small footnote here, usually how rehosting works, if there hasn't been gained a significant advantage when the bug occurs, like everyone's alive, usually you'll rehost the round. It was like 20-30 seconds into the round, I think. Nobody had died, but technically a player had been injured, but also maybe because of the bug. So it's a bit of a unique situation here because we don't know the exact order of the rappel, the injure, the whatever happened there. Because I didn't see it. I don't think it was shown on stream. We flicked to him being injured, right? If anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know.
This has been a a bit of a long and arduous series, and I mean, credit to Daystar. They have been going so hard 4 rounds in a row to bring us into overtime. Straight as soon as we hit overtime, we've got a little bit of a roadblock, of course. We're going to get the game rehearsed. We'll be back with you in just a moment, so stick around.
ชื่อในเกมชื่อไลโคเลสครับเล่นให้ฟิวรี่มาจากประเทศไทยครับก็ตั้งแต่จำความได้เลยครับว่านั่งบนตักคุณพ่อดูคุณพ่อเล่นเกมเราก็น่าจะเป็นแบบซึมซับตามไปนะครับผมก็เกมที่จำได้ว่าคุณพ่อเล่นก็น่าจะมีมิวออนไลน์กับแร็กนาร็อกอะไรพวกนี้ครับผมหลังจากนั้นก็เราก็เหมือนแบบเล่นตามครับผมเริ่มเล่นเกมน่าจะที่จำความได้ประมาณอนุบาล2ครับเกมที่จำได้เลยก็คือ Red Alert 2เป็นน่าจะเป็นเกมแรกเลยที่เข้าสู่การเล่นเกมเล่นครับในช่วงแรกๆเล่นเกมกับพ่อกับพี่อยู่แต่ว่าต้องบอกว่าผมโชคร้ายหรือยังไงก็ไม่รู้เหมือนกันนะครับผมว่าเพราะว่าเพื่อนที่โรงเรียนไม่มีใครเล่นคอมสักคนเลยครับเพราะงั้นในช่วงวัยประมาณตอนช่วงประมาณตั้งแต่ประถมป.3 ป.4 ป.5 ผมยันม.ปลายนะผมเล่นกับเพื่อนออนไลน์หมดเลยครับก็ต้องบอกตรงๆว่าเป็นเด็กติดเกมของแท้เลยครับแบบว่าการเรียนโยนลงถังขยะไปเลยครับผมก็คือตอนช่วงป.5 ป.6 นี่แบบว่าหนักครับผมเรียนได้ประมาณ2แค่แบบผ่านเลยครับผมหลังจากนั้นก็เริ่มโดนจี้แล้วเพราะว่าเอาจริงคือแบบว่าอยู่บ้านเล่นเกมอย่างเดียวทั้งวี่ทั้งวันจะส่งไปเรียนโรงเรียนประจำซึ่งตอนนั้นเราก็ตรงๆว่าไม่อยากไปครับผมแต่ว่าก็บรมครับผมก็เลย บอกว่าถ้าต้องไปจริงๆอ่ะผมแบบไม่ไปอยู่ประจำนะบอกว่ายังไงก็ต้องขอแบบกลับบ้านอ่ะคุณแม่ก็เลยยอมถอยให้ครับผมก็คือไปเรียนที่ศรีราชาแหละแล้วก็ถ้าพูดตรงๆก็มันก็ค่อยๆเริ่มดีขึ้นนะครับผมก็เริ่มการเรียนเริ่มพอได้บ้างแล้วก็ยังเล่นเกมเหมือนเดิมต่อไปเลยครับแต่ว่าการเรียนดีขึ้น
처음 본 순간부터 눈을 뗄 수가 없었어 이 세상 하나뿐인 너 처음 봤으니까 빠졌으니까 Then you got me sinking low 사랑이란 단어로 썸도 아닌 썸을 타며 행복한 줄로 친구들이 다들 바보래 사랑 표현 못한 벙어리 한 번도 안 해봐서 어떡해 honestly Cause 1, 2, 3 중요한 건 you and me 내 곁에만 있다면 Baby can't you see 자꾸 쳐다보면 boy 말이라도 걸어봐 속마음을 표현해 I know we're gonna be alright 손이라도 잡을까 몸에 안겨볼까 Whatever your love language I know we're gonna be alright Can't take all this hot and cold Love shouldn't be this hard I know 뭐라고 있는지도 모르겠잖아 어렵지 않아 무슨 생각한지도 정말 진심인지도 Guess like I've never guessed before 나 좋아하는 건 맞아 친구들이 다들 바보래 사랑 표현 못한 벙어리 한 번도 안 해봐서 어떡해 honestly Cause 1, 2, 3 중요한 건 you and me 내 곁에만 있다면 Baby can't you see 자꾸 쳐다보면 boy 말이라도 걸어봐 속마음을 표현해 I know we're gonna be alright 손이라도 잡을까 몸에 안겨볼까 Whatever your love language I know we're gonna be alright I know we're gonna be alright
That sugar sweet, you got what I need. Sipping on the potion, all that good emotion, just my kind of heat. Keep it on repeat, tested by the motion, loving this devotion. Live it up, live it up, live it up, sweet emotion. Every time, every night, you and I on a roll. Switch it up, switch it up, switch it up where I'm going. Stay on the fly just in time, know the right way to go. I'm on the road, it's my time, taking control of my life. I want to run the red lights, I've got to run this show. You always take me so high, you always make the what I need. Sipping on the potion, all that good emotion, just my kind of heat. Keep it on repeat. Destined by the potion, loving this devotion. Ooh, that sugar, just my kind of heat. Ooh, that sugar, sipping on the potion, all that good emotion. Ooh, that sugar.
I've been thinking, 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 I've been thinking about you. 아무리 고개를 흔들어도 난 네 생각만 하고 있을 뿐. 아무리 딴짓해봐도 난 너의 목소리만 들릴 뿐. 있으면 내 here with me. 가득 심장이면 please tell me. 빨리 고백해볼 때, 눈 감고 말해볼 때, 미치겠어 only you. 이런 건 처음이야. 너무 설렘이 전달. I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about you, boy. Yeah. All I think about is you, boy. All I think about is yeah. All I think about is you, boy. All I think about is 내 맘 아는 사람 손들어 하얀 우리 눈엔 완벽한 lover. 내 맘 아는 사람 손들어 하얀 우리 눈엔 완벽한 lover. 다가가도 괜찮겠지? 다른 애들보다 내가 훨씬 단단하게 걸어가면 다들 속닥 My confidence is shooting through the roof. 아무리 고개를 흔들어도 난 네 생각만 하고 있을 뿐. 아무리 딴짓해봐도 난 너의 목소리만 들릴 뿐. 있으면 내 here with me. 가득 심장이면 please tell me. 빨리 고백해볼 때, 눈 감고 말해볼 때, 미치겠어 only you. 이런 건 처음이야. 너무 설렘이 전달. I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about you, boy. Yeah. All I think about is you, boy. All I think about is yeah. All I think about is you, boy. All I think about is 내 맘 아는 사람 손들어 하얀 우리 눈엔 완벽한 lover. 내 맘 아는 사람 손들어 하얀 우리 눈엔 완벽한 lover. Hey, boy, I can sleep at night. So 내가 한번 해봐 이리 와서. Hey, boy, I can sleep at night. So 내가 한번 해봐 이리 와서. I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about 왜네 앞에서 no way. 날 기억하고 맡길 수 없는 걸. Yeah, you are the only thing I need. I can feel 뭐라고 해도 여기 you and I. You're my world. 모두 다 스쳐 나를 긴 시간 어제와 내일 또 지나 어디까지 갈까 한겠지 몰라 무한한 dreamer 열린 꿈 미래를 꿰뚫어 볼 view 다른 의미 you're my rule 다시 펼쳐보는 데서부터까지 feel so good 난 여기 you and I You're my world 모두 다 스쳐갔지만 영원한 your generation 놀라 나의 미래 놀라다면 내일은 No Oh It's your generation 새로운 generation It's your generation 새로운 generation 지나온 어제에는 새로운 너를 만나 You're my world 모두 다 스쳐갔지만 영원한 your generation 놀라 나의 미래 놀라다면 내일은 No Oh It's your generation 새로운 generation It's your generation 새로운 generation It's your generation
Banger after banger, tell 'em Tina, Mina, do it better. Banger after banger, tell me who could even do this better. Banger after banger, tell 'em Tina, Mina, do it better. Banger after banger, tell me who could even do this better.
I can do it better I can do it faster 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐 yeah. I can go much longer I am so much stronger 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐 yeah.
They provide me shade and I really thrive on it. 오늘도 역시 괜히 기분이 이상해. Sipping lemonade from my lemon tree honey. Let me spill the tea on all these haters all love me. 보고 봐도 killing it, winning attitude. 당당하게 올라가, see my altitude. 나랑 맞서 싸우면 baby you would lose. If I wasn't me, I get it, I would hit me too.
I can do it better I can do it faster 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐 yeah. I can go much longer I am so much stronger 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐 yeah.
자신과 싸움에 스치면 야구르지. 매일매일 일어나서부터 보는 거지. Look in the mirror, say you're a winner. 주문을 걸어봐 yeah. In a bad mood, 바꿔버려 in a hurry. 꿀꿀한 기분 털어버려, I don't worry. Get through the weather, feeling get better. 주문을 걸어봐 yeah.
I can do it better I can do it faster 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐 yeah. I can go much longer I am so much stronger 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐 yeah.
Banger after banger, tell 'em Tina, Mina, do it better. Banger after banger, tell me who could even do that better. Banger after banger. Banger after banger. Banger after banger. Banger after banger. Tina, Mina, do it better. Who could even do this better?
I can do it better I can do it faster 내리에
Hello everybody, welcome back to the APL. We're here for the first map, the culmination. We're into overtime here between Daystar and Soul's Heart here in the Asia portion. We're into the playoffs, and I'm Dev, and you're Pengu, and hi Pengu, what's good? How you doing? How's life?
Hi Dev, how are you doing, man?
I'm just stating a bunch of facts. You are Pengu, I am Dev. This is APL. Daystar and Soul's Heart are at overtime, and yes, we had a rehost, and yes, we are replaying the start of that round due to a game-breaking bug that occurred. So we are replaying that round, and we're getting stuck into it.
Only facts are spoken right there. How we got into overtime. Another fact for you. Joe Gore, massive pulls primary shotgun clutch in a 1v2. It's been a very confusing game of Consulate. Soul's Heart started off in a 5-1 half on defense, playing really well in full control. They go on the attack, and things look pretty good for most of the rounds, yet Daystar keep winning the rounds with clutches at the tail end with the last 5 seconds in the rounds on the clock. And now we find ourselves all the way to overtime. Joe Gore is still going to be the big talking point now, playing Echo Shotgun, by the way, on defense. He has been so good at just getting Daystar back into a round from a losing point into a winning position. Oh, sorry, Picantus on.
Yeah, I was a bit
it said Joe Gore and Echo.
It could be because we have two obses and the two
it flips the order, right?
Flip the order, yeah. So you might have been a bit confused from that. But yeah, Joe Gore has been insane. He got 12 kills in the first 12 rounds, and obviously a big 1v3. He's been very, very gnarly. A lot of big 3Ks as well for him. On the other side, it's been Scatman who's been doing a lot of the heavy lifting for Soul's Heart, who are now on the attack. You know, it's been a very heavily defensive-favored game so far. 10 rounds of defense, 1 to only 2 attacks, and now Soul's Heart are the ones that have to do a double attack. So it's a massive benefit to Daystar, who pushed us the distance here to OT.
Stick around.
Let's see, a bit of a break there from the players with the rehost to sit with their thoughts and figure out what are they going to change up and how they're going to approach things. Soul's Heart got to figure out how to break these defensive rounds without losing players early. Scatman, I think, the last 2 or 3 attacking rounds that died relatively early on. He's alive for now. With 1 minute 40 to go, finding himself maybe off the support role, James, on the Finca now. Does Scatman want to get active, do you reckon? Get some kills himself, yeah?
I'm sure he'd like to. Boots are in the building here for Soul's Heart, trying to clear these Goyo Vulcan fires. That's what they're called, Vulcan canisters. But unfortunately, that Twitch drone gets shot. I9 is going to struggle to try and get them in there when Seal is really cautiously on lock. Ooh, there's a player spotted. I9 almost finds him, but shots are not exchanged. Heavy util setup on this top floor for Daystar.
Here comes the first push, maybe a smoke goes out, Lion Scan follows shortly before that. C4 prompt and ready, Mark is opening kills a Souffle, that's Ella off the board, those sketches, those Grismot mines will of course still be in play after the death of the operator itself. 47 seconds, Soul Heart cannot really afford to slow down a whole lot. They got 2 different defenders inside a meeting, locking things down and going fire pop for the next 10 or so seconds.
This is looking really rough. Daystar are under a lot of pressure on site, but still, there's a chance that they can win a couple of their fights. Forced back again is Pika, playing this close angle with the shotgun. Speaking of close angles, Joe Gore in an instrumental position, dodges the flashbang, finds one, swings for a second.
Oh my God.
Joe Gore continues to be the star of the show. And Soul's Heart have been picked to pieces. It's all up to DCH now. And a 1v4 coming from the other side. He was meant to be the backstab, but he's done nothing for Soul's Heart. And Daystar have propelled themselves onto match point.
Some things never change, I guess, and one of them is Joe Gore finding the perfect moment to make that strike and again put Daystar from a losing position into a round victory, getting both of those 2 kills, buying back that space on top Visa, admin portion, telling his team, hey guys, this is all clear, put your guns elsewhere because it's gonna be a backstab or a down spiral staircase because this area, as I said, is fully clear. Now Daystar go on attack. It would be beautiful if they can show us some success on this side because, as I said, 5-1 half in favor of Soul's Heart to start things off. Daystar only got a singular attacking round on CEO, which is right here where Soul's Heart will be defending. Can they find the second round on attack and just close out here? It proves they can solve their issues and actually build up a little bit of a higher win rate on that side. In a best of 3, they need this experience because you gotta go to bank, and if Soul's Heart win that, assuming that Daystar wins here on Consulate, then you gotta go to Cafe. All these maps are maps that can be hard to attack on if you don't have the right strats or don't have the right problems figured out. So Daystar, give us all you got. 7-6 in your favor, and you can pick most operators besides those shields of Monty and Blitz, and of course no Grim, as those have been banned out by Soul's Heart.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Well, staring down match point now, so they really got to lock in on this defensive round. What's Daystar got in mind? The Blackbeard, the Ying, I expect they'll be a large portion of this round. Of course, like we said in the first half when Daystar was on the attack, feels like years ago now, we saw that mute ban come through. You mentioned specifically, Pengu, how much power that gives to the Deimos. We also have the Flores here, unburdened by any potential mute jammers. However, still somewhat burdened as there's a player, it's I9, ready to shoot them down. Nice to see Soul's Heart on the front foot about this.
Impact in pocket, Mr. Punch goes for it. Here's the repel, hits the flick, gets the headshot, Giga down. That's gonna be Nomad before using pretty much any of those gadgets inside the building, which means good value found there. This might just be how defenders are winning. Lash out, play proactively, get the early kill, fall back, play by the bomb site, set up those crossfires, and once again Daystar, they have to attack from behind, just like in the first half.
Waiting for the shotgun. Pika. Attacker with a shotgun on Deimos. Not something you see every day. It's a lot of patience here from Daystar. Flashbangs go out from the Ying. Set up from DCH as well. He's got that Kiba barrier. And here comes the exchange. A nice run out there from Mr. Punch.
Oh my god.
Daystar are falling apart.
One.
It seems to be yet another game where it's just every single round of defense won. This is aggressive from Pika. Hold on a second. In comes the shotgun Deimos, and boy, does it have an impact. The flames come out and lock him back into position. Scatman with that Tachanka may be able to pull Daystar back in, reel them in a little bit. Low HP on Pika, but he is below and he's on that Deimos, which is a great operator to play vertically. 50 seconds, still enough time for Daystar to work with.
No diffuser though. I think it's dropped in the Visa portion of the map. Outside lobby door, DCS with a great swing, takes down one player of Souffle, and Seal walking up Spiral. Pika downstairs, 1 HP on Deimos. They got a tall order in front of them here to win this round, but there's one. Almost gets the second. Pika in a 1v2 with 1 HP.
Oh, and the fire is going to kill him. Surely, there it is, the Tachanka. Burns him alive, and of course we go the distance. It just had to happen, Pengu. We're going all the way to the 15th round, and it will be another challenge for Soul's Heart. They might have won on their defense, but it flips back over again, and it's time to see whether they can hack it on the attack. Daystar pushed us the distance to OT, and they got the advantage of having the double defense. All they need to do is pull through with something that they've succeeded in 6 times before, which is win a round of defense.
Let's see here. Garage. Garage has probably been Soul's Heart best looking bomb set attack. Granted, they've only won it off the clutch previously on Scatman, but still, like, they usually get to the bomb site, they start planting, then they lose a round to a C4, to a lash out. Whereas on other bomb sites like a lobby, well, the rounds end very early. For Soul's Heart, they normally struggle to get in the building, get that first initial foothold. Just operators, Daystar will do similar things to last. Jogor on the Vigil, can roam top floor, can roam first floor, whatever he wants. They got, of course, the Maestro Evil Eyes for the bomb set itself, got a bunch of information, got some plant deny. And then GigaChat on the Kaid, not hiding the operator, he's very much moving around and doing things, but perhaps this will stop them from going straight to the main breach and pop that wall open immediately. Now they gotta pick up either some verticality first by the roam clear, or they gotta pick up secondary EMPs in the pocket of like something like a Dokkaebi. But no, Dokkaebi has flashbangs. Yeah, this kite clause should stop Scatman from breaching the wall, meaning that the full roam clear has to happen first. This will slow down Soulsheart's attack approach, and it'll give Daystar a more aggressive opportunity to roam, because the bombs at walls won't have any pressure as they aren't open.
Keep our positions.
Joe Gore back on that vigil. It's a dangerous place for him to be if you're on the Soul's Heart squad. He has been red before. Remember that round on that top floor where they just waited for him, baited him into making the first move?
Yeah.
Looks like they're going for a similar kind of tactic at the moment. He's roaming in a very similar position as well.
They got the good read. Now, Jackal rework, or Jackal nerf, I guess you should say, you get a one single red ping scan here. There it is. I don't know what it could be called. I didn't see the Jackal track at all, actually. When you scan the footsteps, you get a one red ping track with the gadget. Phone call goes out instead. Mark hears that Joker is somewhere inside of admin.
This is a free kill for Mark.
Dancing.
And he's going to see his feet in a brief moment. There they are. He spots him. That's a lot of damage, but not the kill as of yet. Eventually, Joe Gore goes down, and that is the critical kill here for Soul's Heart. But the thing is, Pengu, we have seen them struggle on this basement bomb site regardless, even after they kill Joe Gore on the roam, because these power positions, especially that yellow pillar, especially operators like that Izami, are very difficult to clear on out. Now we've got the Maestro to worry about as well. Soul's Heart, they might be in the advantage, but don't get too excited. The job's not done yet.
And don't forget the kite claws. They cannot get the walls open necessarily. They might be able to get the hatch here. We'll see how they will deal with it. There is a triggered thermite. There's a soft wall next to the hatch. You can exothermite charge the wall, and the area of effect explosion will also get the hatch afterwards. Souffle's got a long angle though. The wall has been opened up. Okay, they get the first kite claws. They get the main breach. They can't necessarily get the hatch though. That's the big thing.
Did that get impacted successfully? I didn't manage to see that. I don't think it would have
I don't believe so.
Very tight though. Ooh, hello, what an angle from Souffle. DCH is done and dusted. No more Jackal to try and spot where these players are, and that does afford a little bit of roamability here to Daystar. But that pick on site might open things up. It's the Izami as well. That's the critical player. Mr. Punch has been traded. This is the moment where Soul's Heart can erupt onto the side.
1C4.
And Scatman is forcing that plant down, but he's worrying about the Maestro. The Evil Eyes come through. C4 doesn't find anything. Still 2 players up. And these Evil Eyes are so difficult. Scatman is having to shoot them himself. He's taken down one of them, but there's still time for Pika to clutch up. He's the last one left. He can't stay on his cams anymore. He's got to go for kills. Knife comes out. The trade from Mark. And Soul's Heart will win it on the attack. It's map 1 done for Soul's Heart.
It gets into a 1v3, Bailiff out, goes for a knife kill, spins around, looks for the second, but then gets shot down. The Evil Eyes sapping down the planter of Scatman down to less than 20 HP. Down to the wire. Those attacking rounds were brutal for both of these two teams, but in the end, there will be a victor in Soul's Heart, going all the way despite a very convincing first 5-1 lead.
I mean, it was a 6-2 lead for Soul's Heart that they fumbled. They let it go all the way. They had a match point against them in overtime, but they did get it across the line. That's map 1 done for Soul's Heart. We're going to a break. On the other side, it's Soul's Heart's map pick of Bank.
When I hear it coming up like that, I just know that things are gonna end bad. When my body only moves for the beat, you've been waiting for me. I'll just keep dropping it, like there's no stopping it. Then walk with it, la 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 la. I'll just keep dropping it, like there's no stopping it. Then walk with it, la 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 la. I'll just keep dropping it, like there's no stopping it. Then walk with it, la 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 la. I'll just keep dropping it, like there's no stopping it. Then walk with it, la 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 la. Just drop it, 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 la 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 la. When I hear it coming up like that, I just know that things are gonna end bad. When my body only moves for the beat, you've been waiting for me. I'll just keep dropping it, like there's no stopping it. Then walk with it, la 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 la. I'll just keep dropping it, like there's no stopping it. Then walk with it, la 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 la. I'll just drop like I'll just la 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 la. I'll just drop like I'll just la 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 la. I'll just keep dropping it, like there's no stopping it. Then walk with it, la 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 la. I'll just keep dropping it, like there's no stopping it. Then walk with it, la 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 la. Just drop like I'll just drop like I'll just la 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 la. 네 앞에서 no way 날 기억하고 맡길 수 없는 걸. Yeah, you are the only thing I need. I can feel 뭐라고 해도 여기 you and I. You're my world 모두 다 스쳐갔지만 영원한 your generation. 너는 나의 미래 너를 닮은 니를 no. Oh, it's your generation. 새로운 generation. It's your generation. 새로운 generation. It's your generation. 나로 나의 긴긴 시간 어제와 내일 또 지나 어디까지 갈까 한계치 몰라 무한한 dreamer 열린 꿈 미래를 꿰뚫어 view 다른 의미 you're my rule 다시 펼쳐보는 데서부까지 feel so good. 나 여기 you and I. You're my world 모두 다 스쳐갔지만 영원한 your generation. 너를 나의 미래 너를 닮은 니를 no. Oh, it's your generation. 새로운 generation. It's your generation. 새로운 generation. 없었어 이 세상 하나뿐인 나 처음 봤으니까 빠졌으니까
Welcome back in, everybody. It's Daystar versus Soul's Heart. We're getting into map number 2 of our first BO3 of the day here in APL. We're in the Asia region. I'm Dev and Pengu. Do you read me?
I read you loud and clear.
Hell yeah. All right, well, we're getting into this one. It's
Hell
Bank.
yeah.
This is Soul's Heart's map. It was a bit of a tumultuous first map over on Consulate. It looked like it was going to be clear-cut. Soul's Heart were up 6-2, and then there was a behemoth of a comeback from Daystar, and really thanks to one guy, and that, pardon me, that is Joe Gore, who was just unbelievable in the second half of that game.
Joe Gore versus Scatman. That's going to be the headlines for map number 1. We'll be seeing what kind of headlines we can make here on map number 2 of Bank. Now, Consulate as a map plays out where it can be very hard in the attacking side to get a foot in the door initially. Bank, it's not going to be an easy time on the attacking side, I have a feeling about, for both Soul's Heart and Daystar, but getting that first foot in the door is going to be a lot easier. But it's going to come much more down to bomb side executes now. Bank is all about the plant on the attacking side, whereas Consulate is simply just making it in the building. Soul's Heart will start once more on defense, this time statistically the less favorite side, but like as I said, it doesn't mean attack is easy if you are a bad attacking team. And statistically, Daystar, they don't meet the bar there because their attacking stats for this stage hasn't been all that good, James.
Yeah, and we've only seen one attacking round won so far by Daystar in the entire 15 rounds of the first map. Of course, they had 7 chances to win attack rounds, and yeah, they only won 1 out of the 7. So now we see what will happen on Bank, and it's basement for Soul's Heart kicking things off all the way down the bottom, but that doesn't mean there won't be a roam game. Of course, it actually looks like the roam might be quite central to this defense. Judging by the operator lineup, we don't even have a smoke on the board, Pengu, so I can only hazard that we're expecting to see a lot of value out of Mark and Mr. Punch on this roam.
No, it's kind of crazy that they opted to ban the smoke when we know Scatman is a Shanka goat. He was playing like for 2 or I think 3 separate rounds on Consulate to great effect, mind you, every single time. So, but this is the thing. Banning smoke against most teams have a very big effect. Maybe with a specific one, not so much because Scatman is so efficient on different operators. We saw Blitz earlier, rushing up top floor, taking fast map control. Like I said, getting in the building on Bank is pretty easy. That's not going to be the pain point for Daystar. It is when they get closer to that roam objective of open area and the bomb site that follows shortly after. Mr. Punch reinforcing that final wall inside of open area, making sure that he can play in the corner by copy number 4, as some would call it. While Souffle is droning out. Drone in open area, drone in main elevator, drone inside of servers. Daystar making very quick work here, and right now the Blitz is seemingly not wanting to get aggressive with the roam players, rather in server right by that bomb site door instead.
Yeah, typically you would use the Blitz for roam clearing a lot of the time, but no, instead I think it's more of a substitute Monty after the Monty ban has come through. But the big thing for me early on in this round is that Daystar have already cleared a hell of a lot of util on the site of those Vulcans with the Twitch drones. And that's a good angle there from Mr. Punch, taking down Giga Chad, the ace player. That's a big one to kill at the top of blue stairs. Now he's feeling the pressure from 2 angles. Jogor ADSs him and wins that fight. That's exactly what we need to see from Daystar. A swift reply and the numbers advantage.
A great jump in on the window, Blitz ADSing, again a good mini play from them, and while that's happening, we actually saw Ace inside of server making 1 angle towards the default plant. It is not a plant breach though, it is just an angle to get a kill. This still means, again, execute will be difficult for Daystar. They can't go for a default attempt, they gotta get a little bit creative with this one. Either go for a deep plant attempt, drop the hatches, you know, going from garage for example. They got 45 to work with. Because of Twitch being on the board, they burned all the glue fire already, so this time is accurate.
Yeah, this is not great. I mean, there's still Tachanka at the very least, and that's an angle and a half from DCH. No. There's so much util from that Tachanka, actually, of Scatman. You mentioned him. Yeah, no smoke on the board. Doesn't seem to matter. What's more, there's a very difficult amount of a breach on that main wall into side. Daystar do not have a lot of angles. They're going to have to get aggressive. We'll need to see something from Souffle, who's actually already snuck down all the way from the elevator. And if Scatman's not careful, Souffle may be able to stab him in the back. It's a headshot. And the first of 3 kills that Daystar will need to confirm this. DCH finds one before he's traded on back. It's just only I9 left in a 1v2. with the blitz planting, he's going to have a troublesome time to try and make this one look good. And Daystar, at the end of the round, will find the heart of Soul's heart and get that confirmation on the first round of Bank.
You know, the Twitch going for a backstab there on the elevator hatch job, it looks very risky. And like, how does that work? Because there's that default camera right by the door where they got the kill. The thing is, when you got that Twitch, you can shoot the cameras pretty early on. The camera was shot way earlier in the round. They only had a bulletproof camera inside of garage as a flank watcher. So they knew main stairs was clear. They knew garage was clear. They had no idea about the backstab, and that wins everything there for Daystar. A good mini play here to start the round off. Blitz ADSing, a player jumping in the open area window, then a great backstab from Souffle off the knowledge of, hey, I know how to switch on the camera, they shouldn't have any information on this, and then the same player, Souffle, then covers the plant shortly after. There's not much time left in the round, but Daystar, they got creative, they got the round victory, and they did it looking in a very convincing way.
They did. I was a little bit worried for them at the start, Pengu, but they really brought it back. Credit to them. One thing I'm wondering when we see this top floor bomb site, not this round, but perhaps in the future, will we see the Clash brought? We've had one of the most unreal Clash plays in professional Siege yesterday. I can't remember which team it was, did that jump out, but the Clash jumped out the CEO windows, which has obviously fallen out of meta since the changing to being able to ADS while falling, and then put that shield down and actually found 2 kills from the position outside the windows. Clash not in play here, but just something I'm going to keep in mind for a little bit later on in this game.
Yeah, that Clash spy was from Enterprise on 7-6 scoreline. So Relay just flies out the window. It's absolutely disgusting. But then again, if you're Daystar, you might have seen that clip. That's very likely, making this rounds on social media. GigaChat gets to and kill into I9, taking the Asami off the board very early here without all the Kibas being spent. So that's going to buy them a lot of time on the board from dealing with those Kibas. Line of sight, less safe here from Soul's Heart. But regardless of that, you got the Kali. She's gonna break through those Kibas even if they were in play. Long lines of sight, soft destruction. I generally do believe that Kali is a very underrated operator, and especially up against something like a Maestro or a Mira, which is played in this case, the Mira. You can shatter those Mira windows as well. It's just such a flexible operator.
Definitely one of the best operators for this position. Now the push is mounting. Mirror windows are both destroyed. One open, one still closed, but shattered. The Rayora starts to deploy her walls, her barricades onto these door frames. One will be destroyed by that impact, but meanwhile, Mr. Punch has actually been downed. I'm not sure he's going to be revivable here. This is very dangerous spot to go for the revive for Scatman. He's looking to contest Souffle. He will get the res. And Souffle, I think, is going to reposition as well. The plant surely going to come through shortly as players are in the building. As Chogor boots in the floor, but he is down on the ground, and Mr. Punch has taken out Seal. Pika going for that plant, but who is covering? We need to see more, and that's what we need to see from DCH. A big impact, but Pika is still alive. He's hidden in the corner. It's a 2v2. Pika's made it a 1v2, and he wins the clutch. Big moment for Daystar as they find their second round of attack.
I don't know how they managed to find that plant like that, but it worked out perfectly. Very cheeky there. Kali's on passive watch duty, holding long lines of sight, breaking, key barriers, breaking the barrier windows. Afterwards, it becomes the planting operator to get them into a round-winning position, and then gets the final kill as well. So again, Kali's an operator, the player behind it getting so much value in the round. Pika, great job to you. And Daystar, I mean, they look much more comfortable on the attacks already on Bank. And I know it's easier, it's not as defender favorite, but still, they have a very clear plan from the beginning, and they work through it from step 1 to step finish, and they just, again, they look good doing it. They look so comfortable. Souls are gonna start finding their footing. Bank will get a little bit easier in my mind once you get that third attacking operator ban, either going for the heart breacher or going for a specific target ban. That should simplify things up. But Soulsheart, of course, don't want to go down 0-3. They gotta try and find a round victory right now, right here in open area, before they face that number.
Well, this bomb site in particular is a challenging one to attack if you're not good at clearing a lot of map control. Because a lot of teams will play real peel back strats, on this bomb site. And especially with an operator like Valkyrie on the board, I think it's going to be tough here for Daystar to make a strong ingress towards the bomb site, lapping up control of the top floor and the tellers and archives without a lot of contest. A lot of reflanks here from Soul's Heart. Very loose setup on the defense in terms of the operator picks.
See, Seal can use the ramp boogie drones if he wants from outside the building. If you're thinking there's a roam downstairs into the archives. A regular drone goes out instead though. Scouting for information. DCH upstairs behind that castle window. Smoke's going out. It's gonna fall on back a little bit here. The worry on bank is of course all those rappel angles from lobby, from ATM, from CEO. It's a lot of different pressure points. And those Castle Barricades doing a great job at protecting DCH and Scatman upstairs.
But DCH is looking to try and hold on to his position a little bit longer. There's some client-side debris. It's quite clear he definitely can see through that. On our client, it's obscuring his vision, but not on his. Does a little bit of damage against Seal. Meanwhile, Joe Gore, who enters top square, is actually vulnerable to a C4 from... who was that? Mark, I guess. Mr. Punch actually has decided to bring impacts instead of the C4. I'm not sure why that is. But Joe Gore will likely be revived here.
Those.
Perhaps worried about
Him
shields.
as a punch on Conch that also played impacts twice on the Valkyrie instead of C4. It's a stylistic choice. We saw Aura being used last round. There's an Osa in play this round. The impact grenades can certainly have very high value, but he doesn't know that when he's choosing between the impact or the C4. So, of course, he's taking that choice without the knowledge. Jogor getting injured definitely bought a lot of time here, reviving him, covering the flanks, the angles, and they know there's probably going to be a Valcammer somewhere, but it's not where they're looking, so they may not find it. There is no IQ in play. Soft destruction upstairs to do a bit of verticality. The thing is, there is no real good ways to open up all of these hard reinforced hatches or walls. Only Ace in play, all Selma spent. It's kind of on Pika now on the flex operator of Osa trying to get a plant down somewhere. With 30 seconds left, they gotta go very soon.
I just don't think this Osa is very well equipped to deal with this bomb site position. Very different to all of the other shields. And it looks like Daystar are about to run into a couple of crossfires. The first one being here in the E1 hallway. It's Scatman. They know where he is. They go for the swing. And two players do win that fight. Now it's up to DCH to try and rotate back, but he's caught from electrical. Another kill for Joe Gore. It's just two players left. I9 finds one. Can he get the second? He does. The fire. Another one for I9. Soul's Heart will clutch up the round on time. I can't believe it. They stole it from Daystar.
And you see that hatch at the end there. The hatch was closed on the bomb side. Why are they walking down the staircase? It's because they had to. They didn't have any secondary heartbeat gadgets. They only had the ace, and they couldn't get the hatch opened up. The Goyo fire was down. They had to sprint through it. Time was not on their side, and because of that, they will have to suffer the consequences. Again, Goyo is such a tricky operator because it can have so much value if the Goyo canisters aren't destroyed early by something like a Twitch or a grenade. And if they are destroyed early, well, Goyo is just completely ineffective, just a gun. I9 played in the corner by the bomb site, and he single-handedly, with the operator and with the kills, won his team the round. Daystar calls a tactical timeout to figure out how they can maximize their attacking round's potential after what we just saw, and what I believe has already happened. That third operator ban was a Warden and a Twitch, interestingly enough. So Twitch from mirror windows, Goyo canisters, any bits of utility, even the Valcams honestly can stay alive much longer now.
Straight into that tactical timeout for Daystar. Yeah, wow. I guess they really want to protect those Goyos and mirror windows, which are both left unbanned. With that Twitch ban, it's not a common ban. You know, even things like the Warden, you know, becoming quite a common ban. It's quite obvious. You ban that Warden, you're going to be leaning into your smokes, whether it's Glaz or your flashes, like your Ying. But that Twitch is not something we see often. But yeah, damn, it's so powerful. And I expect that maybe it's influenced this Flores pick a little bit here from Daystar. Try and hold on to not just the Goyos, but even in this case, like the Maestro as well. You're probably going to want to hide that if you're I9. Make sure that we don't see a repick onto the Brava.
little bit curious about the Warden ban. We haven't really seen Warden being, I was gonna say effective, but I don't remember seeing one, period. Although I could be wrong. And they're not really hovering any smokes right now on the attacking side. No glass to speak of, no yings either for flashbangs. So this could of course come to effect later on other bomb sites perhaps. Basement might just not be the case. Blitz will always be great, of course. If you get close enough, that flashbang will do a great bit of blinding. If not, you just go for a melee or an ADS. Go for a kill. We saw Jogor having so much success on Consulate. Already 4-1 now in the first 3 rounds on Bank. This guy is not slowing down anytime soon by the looks of it. He's doing great today.
So now that you've seen a little bit more of these teams, Pengu, what are you expecting coming into whoever plays the Weeaboo game later?
I've seen Weeaboo play a couple of times. I think they're gonna win. Weeaboo are
They're very good,
phenomenal.
aren't
Like individually, they're just so much better than the rest of the region, I would say, where their individual guns can get them so much further.
Well, it looks like it's a cheeky execute here from Jogor. He's a bit confused in the smoke for a second. Up he goes with the flashes. That's a big kill from GigaChad, though. A 2-player taken down by Souls on the Souls Hard side. Daystar has a numbers advantage now. They only lost Pika, which to be honest isn't a lot of util. And to clear out all of this control on the basement bomb site with a minute down is incredibly rare and very impressive.
And checking right now, yeah, Deimos has picked up the can openers, the secondary Harpies destruction. That is huge. There's also why Deimos is getting more and more pick rate in professional play. You have frag grenades or can openers, which means you can, yeah, you do, you know, utility clears, a bit of soft destruction, etc. But you can also get the hatches in the case of a Hibana and or Ace ban. So right now, Seal can get the hatches most likely, and then GigaChad on Ace can walk down server and get the walls. Daystar this time will be in a perfect position to go for a default plant execute, and they got numbers advantage. Now they're up against a C4, some Goyo canisters, one of which is popped, and of course the Evil Eyes. If the Evil Eyes won't get destroyed, this plant shouldn't be going down, but because they have 4 attackers alive, they should have a gun they can put just to watch that for next time it zooms in, and hopefully they can take it down.
Yeah, I'm not convinced here that Soul's Heart have a good grasp on this defense. I think that Daystar have done enough to take the advantage here. I do think that DCH burning as much time as possible with his Tubarao is really important, though. He's got one more in pocket that he can use to keep that hatch solid for as long as he possibly can. 20 seconds on these explosive fires from the Goyo. And yeah, again, the Maestro is doing so much, but the Dokumi call will ring out. And that hack does mean that it's going to force Soul's Heart off their cameras and onto their guns. Daystar still aren't going for that plant as of yet. Jogor is the one with the diffuser. Off-flank opportunity, but Scatman wins his fight. That's a big kill. Now Daystar are going to have to worry about the flank. A spray through the smoke, but the turtle plan from Jogor will be successful. And it's now a retake scenario for Soul's Heart. They can go for a flank after they took down the flank watch, but guess what? There's another one lying in wait at Souffle. Scatman is going to have to best him here with the slug shotty up against the SMG-12. That's not a fight you're expected to win, and he doesn't. Souffle gets the better of him on the flank, and Daystar can now pretty safely lock in this post plant. Not unless if DCH has got anything to say about it. That's a nice shot on the player upstairs, but Souffle can still sneak up above, drop down the hatch. There's no time here to get on this diffuser. DCH! Oh, he got down to the last second! Massive clutch from Souffle. There's no time for I9. Holy moly, that got close for DCH.
Way too close for comfort. I mean, I think there was less than a second, right? There was 0 point something left on that counter defuse timer. I honestly didn't think he was going to get it. With the weapon in hand as well, the SMG-12, a lot of recoil, you can whiff a lot of bullets, it doesn't do that much damage per shot. No, he actually clutches up in the very last second. Both teams, they actually figured out how to navigate that pretty well. They saw, okay, there's only gonna be a Maestro Evil Eye camera for the default plant position. So if you walk into the left-hand side by the soft wall, they can't see us. We can go for a free plant. Then, of course, the counterplay is Maestro starts, spraying through the smoke, trying to find the blitz. doesn't do anything. And likewise, Soul's Heart, they go for a deep defuse attempt, knowing that nobody from that A hatch can watch them, so they have to surely be inside our servers. They didn't think a second player would go for a backstep play because they already took down the Deimos earlier in that round with the perfect read. That was a very close one. Daystar, though, again, showing us they got much more potential on the attacking side on Bank than on Consulate.
Yeah, I mean, 3 rounds is already looking pretty good, Pengu. Especially because there's a decent chance they could gun for a 4th or even a 5th here. We know that this is a much more attacker-sided map than, well, everything else in the pool, arguably. But considering it's Soul's Heart's pick, considering Soul's Heart looked like a much better team in the attacking side, at least, on the first map, yeah, I definitely was not expecting this at a Daystar. It can only go up from here now. Soul's Heart really need to lock in this 3-3 half. We expected a favored game towards them, maybe even a 2-0. And if Daystar keep this up, that is certainly not going to be the case.
It's all about setting the pace and controlling the momentum in the server. Iron and Pulse can do a lot of that with the intel gathering, but the issue is, unlike Consulate, we was playing it to good success, this map is a lot bigger. Pulse scanning anything will be quite complicated. Good bit of pre-fire going off Mr. Punch, doesn't really find any bit of damage though, but it alerts Daystar that, hey, you can't get too aggressive now on these window repels or else. Mr. Punch has the hard job in this round. He's inside of what we call Trump in some regions, that 4-window room, just proning on the ground, trying to avoid the Kali, the long lines of sight, the 0 cameras. I mean, he's fighting the world.
Info here for Daystar. GigaChat does get his drone in a really nice position in the site. Going to see a lot. Yeah, tons of info here for Daystar as they flick through all their cameras. Of course, they brought the 0 this round, which is really good on Bank. So many places where you can put those Argus cams, the SAM cams, and just have really good vision, figure out where all these players are, and isolate them just like that. Mr. Punch goes down. You mentioned he had a tough job, and he wasn't even looking the direction where he ended up getting shot in the back from. Uh-oh, what's this?
I don't envy his position. Just walks up. That's a freebie. Hello? No gadgetry, nobody watching, nobody home at all.
There's nobody home, and Souffle has kicked down the door. It's all up to I9, and just about the only position you could expect a Pulse to be on this bomb site, and that is down below, waiting for a chance to use his C4 or his shotgun. There's absolutely no way he could get this done in any other fashion, and he's being watched. He has to win a couple of long-range fights. It's the DMR against the pistol, and he is going to miss that C4. Joe Gore is hunting for him, and I think I9 knows he is a dead man. This is a 4th round on the board for Daystar, and a massive improvement over what we saw on Consulate.
Come on, get your
Nice shot.
Get your 1 kill.
Oh, come on, he can bait for
The
a few more
shotgun
here.
though, second player waiting for him. Get 1 more. Here he comes. He's close. Ah, he does not get the kill. Seal confirms it instead. Daystar, that round was way too easy. The rappel angle getting the kill onto Mr. Punch, and then one guy walks up a staircase and kills 2 players, and that basically is the round. He walks past the Pulse, and I guess he just didn't have anything on that lobby staircase. Like I guess there was no barbed wire, there was no utility, there was no actual information. It was a good gap finding by Daystar, but a gap that perhaps shouldn't have existed in the first place from Soul's Heart.
Yeah, absolutely. If there was any way that Soul's Heart could have won that round, it would have been putting a stop to the player creeping up the stairs. But yeah, big gap that Daystar found, and a huge improvement, like we said, over the attacks that we saw, not just on Consulate, but throughout the whole regular stage so far. Like we said, coming into today, Daystar only won 1/3 of their attacking rounds that they had played across the 7 play days, I guess 6 play days, since they had a forfeit win. But yeah, well, coming into Bank, I certainly was not expecting them to have this much gusto. Now, one last round of attack for them. A 5-1 would be a dream, but Soul's Heart, it's really on them. They should not be going down 5-1 on their own map pick, even on the unfavored side. So they got to get on their bike right now.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
Yeah, looking at how these rounds are playing out, I'm actually a bit surprised that Soul's Heart would like to play on Bank, because sure, while this map is attacker-sided, you don't expect this much of a struggle on the defense, especially just that last round, having Pulse downstairs, not watching the lobby side, not having a gadgetry, leaving such like a blatant exploit open. Souffle almost gets one tapped off the rappel angle on the Kali, but stays alive again. One of the big things about Siege, especially at the higher level of play, is the simple act of staying alive is just so valuable. Kali's presence being known in the server is like, okay, I'm not gonna risk swinging the windows. I'm gonna stay prone, gonna stay hiding. If Kali dies, that goes away. I9 injured on the ground downstairs instead of Tiller's Akas, I believe.
Back up again.
There we go. No, small box actually.
Oh, he got down
Guess from
upstairs.
the hatch that he dropped. Yeah.
DCH has done an alright job here. Oh, he almost sees the glass for a second. Jogor proning on through. That's a cheeky idea. It was pretty well read by DCH, but now he's just going to try and play passively, try and hide for as long as he can. I think it's a good move, especially in a numbers advantage. Just burn as much time as possible. Force Daystar to make the first move.
And here it might come. Will it be DCH jumping out or him getting shot down? He's stuck by the double windows right now, and he's safe for now. There are no frag grenades, but there is capital fire if they find a specific. Oh, they know. Mr. Punch falls first. Can they do anything with this knowledge? We almost gotta see Capital get that fire active. No! Jogor stands up, gets the kill through the wall, and confirms another for his team.
Yeah. Good drone work. I'm not sure who was yellow pinging that, whether it was maybe even audio from the player on the window, but a very critical kill. And now the script is flipped, and Daystar have the advantage. 4 very strong players, all full health, ready to go. With a whole minute to play, Jogor has just been absolutely phenomenal today, and he's taken out Mark as well. Just 2 left for Soul's Heart, and Daystar are on the verge of an unbelievably dominating first half on the attacking side. Scatman needs to do something about it. He's got... Oh no, he didn't reload correctly! He comes through with the Boss G though. How about that? 1 bullet is all he needs. 1 slug to the face, I should say. Now it's time for Jogor to get in the building with that glass. It's just I9 holding on. As he heard the plant. It hasn't started as of yet. He's waiting for the chance. He sees the player on the floor for a second. He goes prone as well through the smoke, finds the first kill, but round in the corner, it's nobody else but Jogor, and a 5-1 half for Daystar.
Well, I've seen the 5-1 half before, but this time it's completely in reverse. I did not see this one coming. I did not expect this whatsoever. Now, I guess the benefit is Soul's Heart will go onto the stronger side, and it should be a good time for them. But when they start putting up such a good matchup on Consulate, really going the distance while making that comeback happen themselves, they are now in the driver's seat. And Jogor has not slowed down at all since Consulate. He's still popping off, getting so much value every single round. And Daystar as a team, the teamwork looks better than on Consulate. This should be, from the eye test, a Daystar bank victory unless they absolutely fall apart on defense, which is possible. It is hard to figure out that base and bomb side, locking down the plant attempts, all the flank potentials, the hatch drops, etc. But you have so many rounds to work with. They don't need to win basement. They just need to find 1 bomb site that'll work for them and do that twice. It is technically that simple.
Yeah. I find it so unlikely to imagine that Daystar can't find 2 defense rounds on this map, but Soul's Heart couldn't do it. Can we go to a third map here? I certainly wasn't expecting a trade of maps. Once we were 6-2 up on Consulate, I thought this was a done deal. 2-0 for Soul's Heart. Pack it up. But Daystar have looked, very, very good on bank. Very scary. The Soul's Heart just not keeping pace, and it makes you start to wonder why did they take us to this map.
New camera feed up and running.
Very aggressive setup here. The Valkyrie, the Mossy, the Lee Shin, and we see a Valkyrie in lobby and inside of CEO. Very clear sign here. Daystar wants to get active on the roam, barricading off these ATM double door and single door so you get a sound cue if anybody will be entering lobby from the attacking side. And they have found 4 drones in the prep phase. What this means is Daystar's roam extension right now is going to be mostly in the gray for Soul's Heart. They know they're roaming, but they don't know where. We just saw Souffle and Valkyrie reinforcing those 2 walls and generators. A very aggressive C4 from Jogor into the back alley spawn as well. Soul's Heart on the lobby side with 3 players, back alley with 2. They want to box in this map and they have to go for Uncle. They have no choice basically. But it's not going to be easy. They don't have the Deimos, don't have the Dokkaebi. It's I9 on Blackbeard that's gotta probably do most of the heavy lifting as DCH on Fuse has the AK, not a shield.
Well, find out very soon whether Soul's Heart have the same level that Daystar do on their attack. Good info gathering onto Pika, but now I think he knows there's a drone nearby. He knows that his position was exposed. He's looking for that drone, sees it for a second. Oh, there it is. I don't think he's able to get it as of yet, though. Straight on in, it's just only I9 on the Blackbeard. DCH following will take down Joe Gore. That's the dangerous player that we've been worrying about all day. Also, they've got to keep in mind that Souffle's on 8 kills. Why is GigaChad here in the elevator? I hope his hatch is open.
Hatch must be open.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous place for a smoke to play. Speaking of Souffle, he's on for a big flank. He's found 8 kills so far in this game, and on the top floor, he might be able to find a few more. That said, oh no, the timing is off for him. Mark seemingly aware, and Souffle goes down. Don't overstay your welcome here, GigaChad. He's found one, but now he's left all alone, and he has to go for broke. Sees one player, eventually goes down, and Soul's Heart will win the round without even going down to the basement. A dominant attack to kick off the first half of attack for them.
It looks like it might just be an attacker diff here. I mean, if that's what Daystar's defense's rounds will look like, I mean, it's going to be tied up again. We're going to go overtime all the way for sure. But this, as I said before, Daystar just got to figure out one bomb set that works. They tried basement, that didn't work. Now you just go somewhere else. Don't go back to basement. Go top floor, go open area, whatever. See how that's going to play out. Get a feeling for how Soul's Heart they want to attack these different bomb sites. And worst case, on the second bomb site rotation, then you can figure out, okay, these are the fixes that we gotta make, these adjustments, these small fixes that we can do. Daystar went from very aggressive gun lineup into a lot of information now. Maestro, Echo, both granting intel, of course, and plant deny, and then Castle assignment to fortify the player positions, deny long length of sight, make the rappel lines not as offensive from Soul's Heart. The counterplay here, Brava is great. Soft destruction like a Sophia, Ash, Flores is great. But they're hiding the Maestro right now. That's what he's doing. He's watching cameras for drones while hiding the operator, trying to avoid that Brava attack or repick. And so far, it's working. They're going from IQ into Nomad, but they did get that Sophia. So they can kill 2 of the Maestro Evil Eyes if they figure this out.
But Brava definitely would have been ideal in this scenario when you've got not only the Echo, but not only the Maestro, but the Echo as well, right? Like, it's just all of the possible, like, super active cam utility, the gadgets that can do a little bit of damage, or in Echo's case, disruption to plants or to movement, visibility. Scatman almost has an opportunity here as a player runs on past. Soul's Heart need every kill they can get here, and there's such a util heavy setup from Daystar.
The thing about Bang that's kind of interesting as well is you can shoot most of the cameras from outside the building. Like lobby cam and heaven camera, Scala cam can all be shot from the exterior, plus all the 3 defaults. That's half the cameras in the entire building, by the way, before you go in. So just means much more of a need for operators like the Maestro, the Echo, and the Valkyrie.
Yep, who needs defaults when you've got the Maestro and the Echo in tandem? Valkyrie could have been played, but I think that would be a little bit excessive. What's the cook here from Soul's Heart? Oh, there we go. First one down. So Gone 6, that's one thing we didn't account for, of course. The 2 Zephyr explosives, but also that Gone 6. This one inside of the site, though, just left of the windows, is going to be very hard to clear. Now that the breach is open top square, though, we're starting to see what looks a lot like a very old school type of attack here for Soul's Heart.
Yeah, but they don't have what we would say like the plant condition. There's no shield, there's no OSA, so the only thing they can do is use smokes and try and get into a safe plant spot, but then you got the Evil Eyes, that's a problem. You got the Echo stunts as well. You got Jogo with a nice long line of sight from Trump again. This is not going to be easy because I think they got good operators on attack, but not the ones they need for this very specific moment.
They've at least cleared out a lot of these Maestro Evil Eyes. And there is the coverage from the Capitao on the windows. They know Maestro is in Janitor. Scatman doesn't know. Is he going to be the one to march on forward and try and kill him? No, never mind. Souffle's got the angle. A narrow one as well. The Logic Bomb rings out, but Daystar have a 2-player advantage, and Soul's Heart do not have a way to clear these positions. It's desperate now for DCH as he looks to repel on inside. He finds Joe Gore. Needs a lot more than that. I9 as well coming up from the lobby. He will fall, but he does trade himself out. DCH now needs to find 3. But he's staring down a hell of a lot of utility on the site. The Evil Eye is, of course, still operable. There's also, not to mention, an Echo drone in conference room that Pika is watching right now. DCH doesn't know where these players are. Souffle turns around, and Daystar have found their first defense. Only one more required to send us to a third map.
Oh, it's fun because yesterday we saw different teams attacking here on Bank, and I think it might have been Enterprise themselves, I'm not entirely sure, but how they do the capital fire arrow inside of Janitors is they will shoot the soft wall at the very top of Janitors from sea or rappel, and the capital fire will hit that ceiling and the fire spreads down. What we just saw from Soulsheart is that they tried to use the capital fire just from the rappel into the rotate or the hole in the wall, and the fire completely missed that reinforced position where Maestro then got 2 kills from later in the round. So it's one of those things where small ways to do these executes different and get you a ton of value. Had Maestro been killed in Janitors or forced away from that position, maybe the outcome of that round will be in favor of Soulsheart. But right now, Daystar, they pick their setup, they stay in their positions, and they don't make any unnecessary over rotations or big moves around the map unless they have to. They're very good at recognizing when they're safe and when they're in danger, because Souffle had 3 different people trying to kill him, yet he stayed in that spot the entire round because he recognized, I don't think they actually can. And he was right, they couldn't. He was the better player in a better spot, and he got his team into that round.
And now Soulsheart take their tactical timeout. They've had a minute to talk between them, also to talk with their coaching staff and figure out, okay, what is going on, what's going wrong, and how do we get back into it on the attacking side. But like you said, all Daystar need is to find one bomb site that they can successfully defend twice. I found that already. And now all they need to do is wait for it to come back to the top floor, win it again, which, by the way, they won it quite convincingly. Or how about we just give these other bomb sites a crack? We can go back downstairs, even though we lost it last time. Maybe we'll just play a little bit more passive. Maybe we just won't throw everything at the roam. They just have so much affordability here. It's actually, Pengu, the exact same pattern that we saw on map 1, where Soulsheart were up 5-1 on their attack, and then lost, and then won, and a defense. Sorry, they were up 5-1 on their defense. Move on to the attack. They lost 1, and then won 1, and then they were at 6-2. Daystar brought that back into overtime, and then lost it anyway. So surely Soulsheart can't bring this one back, especially not on the attacking side.
Only time will tell, but it does feel and look like Daystar's got this one more figured out. Now, if and when we gotta go to that third map, it's gonna be Cafe. And Cafe, unironically, is a bit of a mixture of Consulate and Bank in my mind. It's hard to get a foot in the door like on Consulate, but it's also very execution heavy like Bank will be. So it's very much a bit of a hybrid. And again, anybody's game, anybody's map. Soulsheart, as you said, tactical timeout, could speak about their problems. They have now picked a very similar lineup as in the past. They walk on in, 1-for-1 kills, Seal goes down, and as does I9. And a second, just like that, really, in through open area window, 2 players go down. They didn't reach the hatch above yet. They haven't done verticality. I think they were too quick to punch here. I think they were just a little bit too eager to get into a gunfight, because that's not even the main hold for Daystar. They're playing an elevator. They're playing server stairs. They got all these other fortifiable positions. Now GigaChat, with that 2-player kill, he's gonna drop downstairs and just play numbers advantage with his team.
Yeah, I think this might be a done deal on Bank. Crazy to think that this is Soulsheart's map pick, and Daystar have bounced back with a vengeance after map number 1. Camera's hacked there by Mr. Punch. Still, though, a lot of ground to be taken. Hatch open, the second hatch is also open, so really it's about figuring out how do they plant, and Stepan will be taking control of the blue stairs, where currently Pika is sitting, holding onto his shield. The hatch can be opened here quite easily by Scatman, but how are they going to clear this shield position? Not easy to do. Flashbangs are countered by the Warden. There's no explosives available for Soulsheart to clear that shield.
It's gonna have to be a great shot from the attackers or a great bit of teamwork. Punch goes down, injured on the ground, has to be revived. Outside that, Gary's too far away. There's not gonna be time. He's confirmed. 2v4, 35 seconds. It looks very much like Cafe is needed for this one.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Souffle has put down Scatman. It's all up to Mark, and he's trapped in the elevator with 3 players more to find. Bit of damage dealt, a C4 tossed his way, and the confirmation from Joe Gore, who has been phenomenal today. It's a dominating 7-2 victory for Daystar on Bang to push us to a third.
Yeah, Joe Gore is for sure the undisputed GOAT of this best of 3 so far. On both maps, popping off, opening kills, clutches, and keeping his team in it every single round. He's been so consistent. 12 kills right here, by the way. Of course, 14 from his teammate as well. Didn't see exactly what player it was, but overall, Daystar, they showed up much stronger on Bank than on Consulate.
Yeah, a massive performance from Daystar. They've pushed us all the way. Soul's Heart, well, they might have won the first map by the skin of their teeth, but they had no such luck on Bank. Cafe is coming up after this.
So don't hold me back, we don't have my side. Why can't you be the light that I need? Can't you see what you've done to me? I wanna fall with you, I wanna flow with you. I need to know the truth, so tell me why you send me those signs filled with flowers and lies. Then you tear me to pieces and fade through the night. I broke down my walls and then you left me falling. I
lemon tree, honey. Let me spill the tea on all these haters, all love me. Broke up all the killing it, winning attitude. 당당하게 올라가, see my altitude. 나랑 맞서 싸우면, baby, you would lose. If I wasn't me, I get it, I would hit me too. I can do it better, I can do it faster. 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐, yeah. I can go much longer, I am so much stronger. 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐, yeah. 자신과의 싸움에서 지면 야구르지. 매일매일 일어나서 부터 보는 거지. Look in the mirror, say you're a winner. 주문을 걸어봐, yeah. In a bad mood, 바꿔버려 in a hurry. 꿀꿀한 기분 털어버려, I don't worry. Get through the weather, feeling get better. 주문을 걸어봐, yeah. I can do it better, I can do it faster. 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐, yeah. I can go much longer, I am so much stronger. 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐, yeah.
Banger after banger, tell 'em Tina, me not do it better. Banger after banger, tell me who could even do that better. Banger after banger, banger after banger, banger after banger, banger after banger. Tina, me not do it better. Who could even do this better?
I can do it faster. 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐, yeah. I can go much longer, I am so much stronger. 내리에 스며들게 주문을 걸어봐, yeah.
Banger after banger, banger after banger, banger after banger.
주문을 걸어봐, yeah.
I had a feeling, why am I not surprised? Shattered the ceiling, the glass in my eyes. I'm turning gold, why you so cold to me? Some of the words get harder to find. Swallow my feelings, they don't sit quite right. I'm like, what's the point? You disappoint me. Only showing up when it's convenient. Why is no one here to save me? Moving pieces across the board like it's a game. Oh, what a way to frame me. I know I shouldn't care, but I'm over being you. And maybe it's all in my head, 'cause it's time for something new. I'm not even famous, but all you blaming on some lame excuse. And maybe it's all in my head, 'cause it's time for something new. You're my world 모두 다 스쳐갔지만 영원한 your generation 놀란 I am made it 놀란 dominated no it's your generation 새로운 generation it's your generation 새로운 generation 지나온 어제는 새로운 너를 만나 You're my world 모두 다 스쳐갔지만 영원한 your generation 놀란 I am made it 놀란 dominated no it's your generation 새로운 generation it's your generation 새로운 generation it's your generation I've been thinking 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 about you 아무리 고개를 흔들어도 난 네 생각만 하고 있을 뿐 아무리 딴짓해봐도 난 너의 목소리만 들릴 뿐 있으면 내 here with me 가득 심장이면 please tell me 빨리 고백해볼까 눈 감고 말해볼까 미치겠어 only you 이런 건 처음이야 너무 숨이 좀 나 I've been thinking about it I've been thinking about you boy Yeah yeah all I think about is you boy all I think about is Yeah yeah all I think about is you boy all I think about is 내 맘 아는 사람 손들어 하여 우리 눈엔 완벽한 lover 내 맘 아는 사람 손들어 하여 우리 눈엔 완벽한 lover 다가가도 괜찮겠지 다른 애들보다 내가 훨씬 단단하게 걸어가면 다들 속닥속닥 My confidence is shooting through the roof 아무리 고개를 흔들어도 난 네 생각만 하고 있을 뿐 아무리 딴짓해봐도 난 너의 목소리만 들릴 뿐 있으면 내 here with me 가득 심장이면 please tell me 빨리 고백해볼까 눈 감고 말해볼까 미치겠어 only you 이런 건 처음이야 너무 숨이 좀 나 I've been thinking about it I've been thinking about you boy Yeah yeah all I think about is you boy all I think about is Yeah yeah all I think about is you boy all I think about is 내 맘 아는 사람 손들어 하여 우리 눈엔 완벽한 lover 내 맘 아는 사람 손들어 하여 우리 눈엔 완벽한 lover Hey boy I can sleep at night so 내가 한번 해봐 이리 와서 Hey boy I can sleep at night so 내가 한번 해봐 이리 와서 I've been thinking I've been thinking I've been thinking I've been thinking about you I've been thinking I've been thinking I've been thinking
And we are back into it here for the APL. It's time to figure out who of Daystar and Soul's Heart will play Weebu later on today in the upper bracket semi-final. We're down to the third map. these teams have traded maps. Pengu, Soul's Heart just stole Consulate, barely, 8-7, and then Daystar looked untouchable on Bank. Their attacks were mean and machining, and, well, it's a 7-2 second map. Now we're on to Cafe, and I genuinely do not know who to pick for this map.
I feel like the longer we watch this for, the more I start siding with Daystar. Because it started off very bad for them. They weren't playing very organized. They weren't really looking very confident in the rounds. That was most of Consulate. But then the comeback got cemented. It happened. And then they lost eventually, of course, in overtime. But it was like, okay, I see the vision now for Daystar. We go into Bank. I was expecting Soul's Heart to just like 7-2, 7-3 them on the map. And like that was it. That was the best of 3 series. But then Daystar destroy Soul's Heart on Bank on both sides of the coin. Now we're in Cafe. The map plays a little bit to Bank and Consulate together. Bit of a hybrid map here. I can totally see Daystar finding and replicating that same success. However, I do think it comes at the back of an individual, Jogor. This guy starts the rounds off so well for Daystar, and whenever they're looking in a position where they might lose the round, he always will stabilize the team again. He has played so consistently across the first 2 maps. If he doesn't show up on Cafe, I could see that being the biggest problem for them.
Yeah.
However, if things stay the same, I think that's enough for this team to beat Soul's Heart.
And we know that Daystar are happy and confident at playing Cafe. We haven't seen Soul's Heart play it since becoming Soul's Heart, but Daystar did beat Latent Dragon 7-3 on this map in the regular season. A very convincing win over a team that is not doing so great. Unfortunately, didn't make it to playoffs. Yeah, but a convincing win nonetheless. And Soul's Heart, I mean, on paper they have the advantage here because they start defense. And Cafe can be quite a challenging map to attack. So if you're a Daystar fan, you better hope that they've got the same level of form on the attack that they had on Bank here on a much harder map to attack Cafe.
Yeah. I like the operator bans, by the way. Daystar banning Mira. That is just such a hard operator to deal with when you are on the attacking side. The Valkyrie, stylistic choice. It does leave open the Asami to hold piano every single round, of course. An early injure onto I9, but the Mute Jammer actually protects him from that Flourish Joe, as he can't quite get in there. There's time on that nade, but a second nade follows through and sure does confirm the kill. Poor I9, dude. Like, give this guy a break. He's fighting like 3 different players, grenades, utility, the Flourish Zone. Like, he eventually goes down, but it did take a lot of utility, which cannot be spent on other players now.
It's ironic when the Jaeger dies to a grenade, isn't it?
That is true.
Looks like the rest of the team is struggling to find...
DCH.
Yeah, Soul's Heart are just struggling to find safe places to play the game. Scatman looking to try and pull off a flank, but he's a little bit too late to catch anyone from Daystar in that position. Thankfully for Soul's Heart, Mark finds one, but he actually loses his own life in the process. It's been droned up. This is a good keeper barrier, a smart move. Peak has found a third in the round, and Mark will fall straight after being revived. It's a dominating start here for Daystar, and Seal will seal the deal on the first round. Soul's Heart obliterated in the opening defense of Cafe.
And if you weren't here to watch Consulate or Bank, let me just tell you, that's exactly how Bank was looking as well, where Daystar on the attacking side just look mad comfortable. It's a shame we didn't really see how Pika got most of those kills. I saw the triple kill come up, but I'm not sure if it was him making a play or Soul's Heart, moving too much around. But it does just seem like Soul's Heart don't know where is safe and where isn't safe, and don't look super comfortable on the defensive side of both Bank and now Cafe at knowing exactly what they want to achieve in the round. So they're forced to play more reactive than proactive. Reactive is when you see what your opponent is doing and then you react to it, but at that point sometimes it's a little bit too late and your reaction can only be a bad play or a less than likely to win play. When you're proactive, you have a plan ahead of you and you have, okay guys, this round we're gonna do this thing, and if they do this, that's our response. If they do that, that's gonna be our response. You have these backup plans for all the various scenarios. Daystar are much more proactive right now than Soul's Heart, and it's biting them because when you're defending, you have to be expecting what happens next. You can't just keep being like, oh, there's a guy in this area. Okay, cool. Oh, I'm dead. Yeah. You have to try and figure out what you want to achieve and then counter it before it happens.
It's funny, there's quite a rivalry between these two teams. That we mentioned that they played against each other in the regular stage and Soul's Heart won, but back when Soul's Heart were known as No Cap, these teams went head-to-head in the Challenger Series, which was essentially the qualification for the APL. It was in the grand final these teams played off, and Daystar actually won 2-1. The maps were Nighthaven Border Clubhouse. The map that they played against each other in the regular season was Skyscraper, and the maps we've seen today are Consulate, Bank, and Cafe. I think that's almost every single map in the entire pool except for Lair. So, yeah, they really do play a lot of different maps together, and Daystar, I guess if you look at it in terms of BO3s, the last time these teams faced in that format, it was a Daystar victory.
Bit of default cam action there. Unluckily, he got spotted earlier, so the jig might be up, but the second drone goes through, denies that as well. And it's just kind of slowing down Daystar right now. Even if they don't get a kill, they're forced off their repels, they're forced to watch those potential jump or runouts. Barricade broken, Mr. Punch checks it, he did not in fact jump in. There's no Lesion Mine to confirm that sound cue in this case. Daystar are doing multiple things right now. They're roam clearing above, approaching the map. They're applying pressure on the downstairs as well. And just Soulsheart now, again, reactive, right? They're sitting down, they're waiting for what's to come next. But on this bomb side, they don't have that much more of a choice unless they go for an aggressive roam. They don't want to walk up these staircases because they're being watched by the attackers. They have to wait now for Daystar to make the first move. And then they have to have the perfect counter or a crossfire somewhere to try and get a kill.
Vertical game from Seal. And Daystar really need to be fishing for kills, like you said. Haven't found much as of yet. A minute to play. That's good, though. Clearing out one of these Vulcan canisters. And that is also fantastic for Daystar. Pika takes down DCH. The Fenrir no longer able to transition which ones of its dread mines are active. 40 seconds left to play. Daystar are shaping up for this execute, but I am concerned. There's still a C4 in tow for Scatman. There's smokes available for Mark, and potentially still Vulcan Fire, which will make an execute extremely challenging.
Gotta use those Sense projector walls to deny lines of sight to buy yourself some space. C4 goes out, Joker goes down, Peak is still alive, gets a second kill as well.
Oh, that's good. Through the vert, Seal finds one, but Mark taking down Pika means that most of these attackers remaining are upstairs. They need to rotate down and look for a plant. Mark sneaking through the hallway. Has his position been spotted? I'm not sure it has. Just only I9 on the other side of the map. He will fall. It's all up to Mark now. Where is his plant going? Down! Hello! Oh. Seal tries to catch him. It's a 1 versus 1.
Which right here?
Except for the planter! And the cover isn't there! All that Mark had to do was find the diffuser player, and that's what he did!
A precarious plant spot, a lack of cover, chaos in the server, and I mean, we're watching that play, the smokers running down the hallway, through the Toxic Babe, through the smoke, into Bakery. No one really knew exactly what the plan was there because the timer was simply so low. Daystar forced into an act of desperation. Soulsheart thought, if I can just survive for long enough, time will run out, I will win on time. But right before the timer hits 0, the plant goes down and you go, okay, I have to send it back to the bomb site once more and just find one, the right attacker, the guy who's planting, and that'll be enough.
Yeah, big clutch from Mark. You might be able to have a look at it back again. Oh, there was that C4 from Scatman. This was unreal. I could not believe it when Mark turns around and finds that one. And he found the second as well. Well, 1-1 is the scoreline as we get back into it. Soulsheart have at least something on their defense, but Pengu, I'm going to be honest, like I'm still pretty concerned for Soulsheart, considering that Daystar were in a 3v1 there, and Soulsheart only won it from a clutch. That's not how you want to be winning rounds. It's not how you expect to be winning rounds. It's nice as a little bit of a cherry on top, but you need to have a solid foundation. At the moment, in the last 2 maps, Daystar have looked like the far better team.
Now, the only kind of, I guess, caveat here is Pika has been absolutely popping off, by the way. Like, I don't know how this guy's doing, but he got a 3k in the first round, a 2k in the last round, and it seems so effortless and just so easy for him to do. Joker, on the other hand, died to a C4 in the previous round, didn't really find much. Daystar are having individual players on the attack really shine. That's, of course, going to simplify a lot of these problematic rounds. What happens if Daystar can't find these opening kills? Or, on the other side, is this Soulsheart maybe, again, moving around too much, making it a little bit too easy for Daystar to find it? There is a world where playing passive and not rotating around a whole lot will actually benefit Souls hard. But then what do you hide behind? The mirror's banned. Asami currently isn't played. You don't have a lot of safety right now. They're not even playing Castle, for example. They kind of have to move.
There's a temptation there from Mr. Punch outside. Try and look for this swing. Not able to get it. Only I9 outside here. He wants to go for a run out as well. He is heard. And Pika, like you said, he's been on fire in this game so far, but I9 takes his head clean off. That's a big opener for Soul's Heart as they look to try and lock down this defense, holding onto the top floor for now as the Grimm's Bees send their way through. Mark is a bit worried about these two players that are confronting him in the bar and the player on the window behind him. He's shut down into the corner. He'll heal himself back up again and still try and hold on. A little bit more damage. How can he survive in this position? Spots a player yet again. Eventually the shot comes through from Seal and confirms that headshot. And guess what? Joe Gores found Mr. Punch as well. Top floor dominated by Daystar.
Jogar finally with a kill. C4 Pranton ready to go out. I think it goes wide though. Gets pre-placed. Pop. No damage. No kill. 4v3 still in favor of Daystar on the attack. A flank goes through. Scapman spotted. Has to run away. Daystar locking down the flanks. Advancing upstairs. Doing radicality. They are doing everything at the same time right now. And they find I9.
Yeah, I think this game is starting to capitulate here. Soul's Heart cannot find their footing. They couldn't do it on Bank, and they're certainly not feeling any more comfortable here on Cafe. Daystar on the attack has been an indomitable force. 4v2 now. The time is on Soul's Heart's side. As the Logic Bomb rings on out, DCH looks to reposition, dodges the flash. Out goes an impact. He doesn't have another one for the plant spot, and that means that Souffle should be able to confirm this. DCH doesn't seemingly know that the plant's going down, and now he's all alone. Spotted on the drop down from GigaChad, and Daystar win another round of the attack.
It's clean. I mean, yes, they lose a player there in the beginning to I9, but then they make up for it. They get kill after kill after kill, and once they find the foothold in the map, they just simply do not slow down. Give these guys the little bit of map control, they will take the whole map away from you. After the third round being played, of course, we gotta get our next set of orbiters being banned, one more defender and one more attacker. But before that, some replays here. Oh, so just swing out on the snow door. That's how it happened. Okay.
Yeah. For Daystar there, another convincing attack round one. And like I said, we're feeling a lot of concern now for Soul's Heart. Really, you would not expect that much of a challenge from Defense Cafe. It's the favored side. I'm going to have a look now and see in Asia so far what the defense win rate has been for Cafe, because I mean I can only imagine it has been a lot more than 50%. On my laptop. Bear with me. Blah, 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 blah. Asia.
Hackerman over here.
Stage 1. 2025.
It's okay. It's just
Maps.
per phase. Nothing's happening.
Cafe.
Maps.
It's actually actually attacker-sided. There's no way. What the hell?
Attackers have located a bomb.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, not very. It's a 51.4% attacker win rate, and that's a decent number of rounds. 35 rounds played. It's the map itself has been played 4 times. A little bit of a surprise to me. I mean, the most attacker-sided map has been Skyscraper and then Border, and then yeah, actually most of the maps have been attacker favored. What the hell?
Did you say Skyscraper?
Yes, yes it has.
That's the most attacker favored.
Yeah, I think it's a low sample size, only 2 plays, probably
It
one-sided
must be,
matches.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say there is no chance that that's accurate, but
I mean,
low sample size makes sense.
Surprising one for me is the map that's been played most in Asia is actually Consulate, and it has a 53.6% attacker win rate, which is not at all what we saw between these two teams when there were 3 rounds of attack 1 to 12 rounds of defense.
Of course, on Cafe with Siege X launch, you can now change you can rappel past corners. You can get the west stage rappel window, like we just saw from the Kali. And without going to the roof and starting rappelling again, you can just go straight past the corner immediately and be in the south window rappel. These small things are very impactful on some maps and less on others. Cafe is a map where the rappel change will, of course, massively just benefit the attackers, and defenders don't get a change like that, so they just have to deal with it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that might have a small factor into just how good or how bad it is to attack on this map.
Yeah, Rappel's had a lot of comfort changes, a lot of quality of life improvements.
Yeah, it has.
The Daystar,
Mr.
though,
Punch is getting fought by everything.
yeah, I mean, he's trying his best, Joe Gore is, to try and make this happen. Meanwhile, these exchanges have gone down, and I think it was Pika to find a kill. I9 has done a decent amount of work here with the Evil Eyes, just harassing all of the players who are trying to enter the building, but eventually he finds a kill, takes down the Kali, looks for a little bit more as well as the smoke goes down. Joe Gore likely to peek it. Is he going to be able to find I9? He doesn't quite catch him on the rotate out of there. And as he starts to move on forward, he's about to meet his next point of ingress, which is I9. Around the corner, Souffle finds him. Scatman, the trade. Scatman unaccounted for by Souffle. We'll find a second one, and Seal is left with it all to do. A 1 versus 2, but Scatman is very low HP. And yeah, you're right. He's got a grenade. Scatman is already low HP. He baits it out with a nade, makes it a 1v1. DCH is just at the top of White Stairs, a hair's breadth away from Seal. Could it be another clutch in this series that has been oh so full of clutches? DCH, oh, he's been heard. He goes for the swing again, and Seal gets the 1v2. 7-1 on the scoreboard he is, as Daystar steal another attack round from Soul's Heart.
Again, it comes down to a 2v1, and somehow there is no crossfire, no help on the defense of Soul's Heart. You'd expect this team with all that experience to have these kind of fundamentals figured out. I don't know if it's a bad timing, but when you get the mute inside of Freezer and you know the last operator is a gridlock, there is a good chance at least one frag grenade will be available. And if that's the case, you'll just get naded, you'll die, that's it. That's when you have to make the call to me, hey, I need you to come to top wide and swing off my contact, because I need you to trade my bodies so that we win the round. Of course, you can also just tank the nade, die, which is kind of what happened. Then you get a 1 versus 1. But why not try and force the 2v1 and leverage your teammates before it goes all that way? Daystar, they are doing a better job at that. They will walk in, 2 people making a play. We saw it. The Glass used the smoke, walk into Freezer, and was shooting towards the Maestro. Then we had a different attacker from that cocktail window or in that cocktail area also swing the door opposite of the angle. So the Maestro is fighting 2 different attackers at a 180-degree turn. He can only pick one fight at a time. That's a great mini play from Daystar. We're not seeing that from Soul's Heart, and we need to start seeing that on defense. They're down 1 and 3. They need these rounds to work right now, because going down like 4-2, 5-1 on the half into Cafe attacks, despite being attacker favorite right now apparently, I wouldn't want to do that.
Spawn pick will certainly help, and Mr. Punch finds it. Very cheeky, aggressive pick. As old as time, that one. Looking out of the piano windows. You get Chad to 1 to fall. It's the benefit of this ground floor bomb site when you're on the defensive side. The attackers, if they're hiding behind the cover when fighting players inside Bakery, they're vulnerable to those top windows. So well played there. We now have a rappel on top of those piano windows to try and prevent that from happening. Meanwhile, yeah, Pika again has found a kill. 7 and 3, by the way. Him and Seal together have 14 kills, which, judging by my quick maths, is actually more than the entire Soul's Heart roster.
You'd be right. Quick math is good. And that has been kind of the story. Soul's Heart, I mean, mind you, they got a round victory, only getting 2 or 3 kills in a round, because they killed the Planter, and there was like 1 or 2. I guess there was 4 kills in that round, don't mind. You know what I'm saying. My point is, Soul's Heart, the only round they've gotten was a clutch, where they didn't even kill all 5 players. They killed the guy Planter with 0 seconds left. So even that 1 round victory to their name hasn't been the most convincing. 4v4 looks good for them, though.
Oh, no.
Jump out. That's a... What?
That's a terrible idea. After the siege exchange, you can't aim down sights. Mr. Punch was completely vulnerable there. And, of course, he'd already found a kill from those windows, so Daystar was clued in that he was going for something aggressive from that top floor. Bad read from Soul's Heart. Daystar put him down, punish him, and now have an advantage One player up. Scatman needs to get aggressive, needs to find something, but he's backstabbed by Souffle, who sneaks in through prep. Goes from bad to worse for Soul's Heart, who are on the verge of losing their 4th defense on Cafe. Desperate for I9. Out with the impact and in with the flank, but now he has to go and potentially retreat upstairs. I9 will find a second kill. 1v2 now is winnable in the post plan. 1v1 after a 3K from I9. He spots the last player, but Seal spots him first. Daystar are 4-1 up on the attack of Cafe. And I think it's just moments away from us seeing them take down Soul's Heart and knock them into the lower bracket.
Very nice try from I9 there in what seemed like an impossible task, but again, he found headshot after headshot and made really good pace there in the round. Punch with a good pick early on, but the jump out here, I mean, you have to go for a literal hip fire kill because, as you said, you can't ADS in Siege X when you're in free fall. Seal is too good right now. Perfect guy for the 1v1. 8 kills to his name after that. 4-1, they're going reading again. Last time that was a very one-sided bomb side. Soul's Heart aren't showing us a whole lot of differences in their setups either. It's the same few operators in the same few positions. I don't know if they believe that it's very small things that are losing us these rounds, but I don't think they'd be wrong if they think that. It does feel like the individual gunfights are determining way too much. In that last round, for example, Seal, or yeah, I think it was Seal, just walked in prep and kills the guy in the corner on the bomb side. Like, no one's watching it. Daystar are walking in very effortlessly, without a drone half the time, and just winning gunfights. Soul's Hearts, they gotta start showing up. DCH 1 and 5, Mr. Punch 2 and 5, with one of his kills being a spawn peek. They're not getting very many kills in the actual rounds that matter. Most of these kills, like from I9, he got a 3K last round in a post plant. In a 1v4, he gets 3 kills, then he dies. He's technically 2 and 5 just based off that statistical fact.
Yeah, wow. Oh, what a do for Soul's Heart. One last chance on this defensive side. We go to reading. They're up against operators like Deimos and Blitz. It's not going to be a fun time. At this point, what are you saying to the squad? Like, all right, play aggressive? No, all right, play passive? No, play off each other? Like, nothing is working.
Play off each other. That's the one. Playing off each other always works if you do it correctly. Of course, you can fail. But I think it's the recipe for success. Especially if you have 2 people who have a bad time getting kills. You combine them both in the same fight, they have a decent chance of getting a kill, right?
Yeah.
So definitely play together.
So, dismantling this util on the top floor. There is a bulletproof camera. It's going to be quite hard to clear. God, just not like music.
I love music, and I'm sure Joe Gore does too, but not when he's in a busy round of Rainbow Six Siege. Speaking of music, Eric James, have you seen or played Expedition Claire 33?
Sorry, what's that?
Okay, have you played Claire Expedition 33?
No, I haven't.
Okay, speaking of good music, that's a credible soundtrack. Just saying, you gotta listen to it.
I will have to listen to that soundtrack. At the moment, I'm just listening to the sounds of Soul's Heart slowly but surely dying in this series. From 6-2 up on the very first map to then only barely winning 8-6. And now looking, oh, too terrible. Mark has at least found one. He was the guy who clutched up and won the single round that Soul's Heart have found so far.
What's next now? A bit of vert with the Barry 9. Not pretty, but it can get the job done. That's gonna perhaps be the weakness. We gotta get Sledge over here. There we go. Get that hammer active. Get that floor destroyed. Get some lines of sight. They can still go for a default plant right now. 45 pop, 30 seconds left. They got Blitz for coverage. They got 1 grenade in pocket. They got Sophia stuns. They still got this. Soul's Heart had to wait for the right moment to strike together. 3-4 people acting as one unit, figuring out where to pick them apart. Don't swing the bird. It's so risky. Oh, he's alive.
How is he still alive? Time is ticking away. How, DCH, have you survived? Joe Gore now trying to force this plant down. Mark's found another one. DCH cannot deny the plant. The smoke comes out. The swing will surely finally deny that plant. Where is the rest of Daystar? It's too late to be playing the vert. You got to get in the building. Soul's Heart scrape away with their second defense round win. But, oh my god, there's still such a long way to go to make this good.
You know, as crazy as this might seem, I think Goyo won the round for the entire team of Soulsheart. He wasted 12 seconds sprinting around 2 or 3 full magazines, and they were still looking for him while the Blitz was planting. So there was no cover for the actual plant spot, and guess who killed the Blitz? The damn Goyo! The guy was just 6 seconds back and forth. I was gonna say, if you swing the vert there and you die as a defender, I mean, the bomb surely goes down, but in the case of a bit of a whiff there from the attackers, you can't confirm the kill, it really ended up paying off. 2-4 is definitely worst case scenario in a realistic world of cafe defense. That's where Soulsheart find themselves. They gotta put out everything they have into these upcoming attacking rounds, or it will be over for them. And what this showed us on Bank was not enough. It has to be something else.
Yeah, no, we need to see a lot more. Now, just a testament to how well these two teams are reading each other. We see two bans directly to counter each other. So the castle ban from Soul's Heart, knowing that Daystar will probably want to use the castle, and Daystar banning Sledge with the hope that they will themselves be using that castle. So I really like that. Credit to Soul's Heart for having the forethought to ban out that castle, because if Sledge had been banned but they hadn't gotten rid of castle, then it would have been really challenging to clear those castle barricades. You know, you chuck a mute jammer behind them and then you can't even use like the Hibana or the breaching charges on them. So yeah, really good move there from Soul's Heart to at least read into it. It's funny, those two bans kind of nullify each other.
Yeah. I had to talk about chat about this when I was streaming, I think a couple of days ago. Right now when you're banning at the exact same time, and it creates these awkward scenarios where they ban the Sledge, you have no idea they want to ban it, and you may or may not ban the castle yourself, right?
Yeah.
What if we took turns? It would slow down and increase how much time it takes to ban the operators, but you wouldn't get these awkward cases of, oh, let's hope they ban this operator and do the right counter. Any thoughts on that?
I like it because it means you have to take a risk, right? If Daystar had known that the castle was going to be banned, then... Sorry, if Soul's Heart had known that the Sledge... I'm so confused. Yes, if Soul's Heart had known... Daystar knew the castle... I don't know, whatever. If they knew, they would have acted differently. My god, I'm so confused. Meanwhile, Pico, who's a very instrumental operator in the Echo, has died. I like that there's a little bit of a game of chicken. You kind of have to bluff them here. Because if you want to take the risk and hope that they don't bluff it, for example, like Brava Maestro, you know, if you knew a Brava ban was going to come through, then you're not going to ban Maestro.
Yeah, exactly that. Okay, interesting. I see that side entirely. I also feel like it sucks when you have no idea what's happening. Another jump.
What?
Was he on drone or
did he just bot out
maybe he was not
completely
prepared
for a
that.
second, Mark? I mean, Jogo had to wait until he hit the ground before he started shooting. Very strange.
Yeah.
I swear
it
he
was
wasn't on drone.
Very awkward looking.
It looked like he was just
He didn't
staring
really
at
act
him.
though.
Yeah.
Maybe he felt bad because he knows he couldn't ADS. Give him a fair fight.
Meanwhile, GigaChad's found a kill, and he's going to grab his C4 back as well. Not a good start to the half for Soul's Heart, hey?
I'm reloading.
Not a bad start.
No good start.
Well, it was a good start. I know when it's a bad mid-round, one could say.
You kill Pika, the Echo, and then you lose 2 players.
The thing is, when I saw Joker jump out the window, I was thinking, there is no way that's gonna work. And then I was just proven wrong immediately. Soul's Heart now, they gotta go fishing. They can't really execute with a Twitch, Lion, and a Striker. They need to go look for some kills elsewhere. But now I want you to remember, how did Daystar attack? They walked in like they owned the place. They got kills that they had no business getting. Soul's Heart are double, triple droning everything. Always guns up, holding positions. And they're not really moving around the map a lot. Daystar are playing in mining. They're playing pillar. They're playing the site. And just now Soul's Heart have figured that out. Now they can go above. But they have no vertical operators. He's gonna drop down?
Yeah, but he's getting desperate and he's about to walk into a crossfire. He doesn't realize there is a player hiding behind that couch in the room. It's GigaChad.
Oh, no.
He's going to get him. And a big swing as well from GigaChad, hungry for more. Scatman has still failed to kill Souffle, who was hanging around. Eventually, Souffle overswings and does fall to Scatman, who'd been locking him into that position in mining for such a long time. DCH now has to drop right on top of GigaChad's head. He might not even win this fight. Eventually does take him on down. It's now just 2 players from Soul's Heart to try and confirm this kill, but Jogor overswings. It's up to just Seal left, but he does find the double. And Daystar lock in a good defense of this reading bomb site.
Daystar are crazy. They have a 4 versus 2 basically. They can sit back, relax, wait for a plant, anything. They are just swinging. They are going and they're jumping out the windows. You know what? I kind of like it because it's disrespectful in the best way. They're saying, Soul's Heart, you're not playing to your usual level. You're not playing good enough to take us down right now. We can win this matchup without playing perfect siege. And it is working. Their attacks were lacking respect, and they won rounds because of it. That defensive round, they had 0 respect for Soul's Heart. This jump out.
I
see. I saw an animation there.
Pika jumped out as well. I think was that the. I thought I saw on the overlay there that replay. Pika actually jumped out as well on the echo and died first. So I think you're
that's
right,
possible.
Pengu. They're just giving them absolutely no respect. Here's the other jump out. I think I saw. Oh, maybe not. Very first jump out of the game. It did look like Pika died outside the building.
No, we haven't seen a ram. Oh, okay, there we go. Marcus now. I was gonna say,
you must be
we're seeing a lot of because last round I was like, oh, they have no vertical operators. Like there was like Striker, Dogubi, Lion, Twitch. Like they didn't really have any vertical operators, so they got top for control, but couldn't do much with it because of the set ban and buff ban. That is.
Yeah.
No. Oh my god.
Look at this. Spawn peaks,
one?
jump outs. They're so committed to the bit at this point.
There's nothing worse than playing a... I mean, this is why spawn peen is so effective. Because it's been half a minute and Mark has only just left the spawn and he's watching every window still in paranoia. And it's the same when you play ranked. There's nothing worse than being like, ah, I'm safe. Oh, I'm dead. I hate getting spawn peeked. It's the most triggering thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, there's a kill. Souffle a little bit too aggressive. Another player jumping out. So, yeah, Daystar really are just going all in on this aggressive play style. And I think Soul's Heart is finally starting to realize it and starting to counter it. At what point will Daystar change things? Play a little bit more passively?
Yeah. The thing that's genius is changing your pace.
Oh,
like they played
blitz.
super aggro last round. Oh, is that a blitz, yeah? Yeah. Because they played super aggro last round. If they play passive now, Soul's Heart will start to respect it and check all the angles. They're playing aggressive. Oh my god, the flank, the trade, the double.
What the hell?
What is going on?
Great question.
Wait,
Seal, though, is lucky to die here. Mr. Punch will finish him off. Jogor tried to save him, but could not do so. This has been a very weird round. But, of course, most of that has gone down on the roam game. And as Daystar now retreat back to the objective, Soul's Heart have a minute and a half to drone out the site, figure out how they're going to execute.
At least the ram is dead. You got soft breaching charges on the ace. The hatch already opened up. Jaggle scanner 5 in pocket. Blitz. This is pretty good for Soul's Heart. They have a way in. They able to get information. They have a bit of self-destruction. They can get everything on their checklist. They just gotta play together. I don't want to see Blitz dying alone or somebody else walking around alone. Leverage the fact that you're a 3 versus 2 and leverage the fact that you have a Blitz. Right now, this C4 primed and ready can do a whole lot of damage if timed correctly. Blitz onto 1 HP now. 1 toe shot, he will be injured or killed. Mr. Punch, be careful.
He can't do much because of it. You need to be able to tank a little bit as the Blitz. Oh, the timing is not there. Jogor, though, does eventually go down. Now it's up to just GigaChad left to stave off match point. Scatman, DCH, and Mr. Punch together. C4 doesn't land, doesn't find its mark. He spots the first player. There's the kill as the Blitz starts rolling in towards him. He sees DCH. That's the last player alive with a rifle. Takes a lick of damage and then retreats. All he needs to do is land 1 shot onto this Blitz. Meanwhile, he's worrying about the other side, but Mr. Punch wins the fight. ADSing on the Blitz and keeping Soul's Heart in this game for a little bit longer.
That was a good job there. The Blitz did not work alone. Had his backup from his teammate. And Blitz went for the ADS as Jacko pushed through the rotate. So either one of those attackers will more than likely get that kill confirmed. It's a very tense round, and again, I feel like Daystar, they helped Soul's Heart getting that victory more than anything else, jumping out those windows, staying aggressive. What would have happened if they'd taken that 1 kill, fallen back, and just relaxed? Now Daystar, we gotta see them make the right call. They've played super aggro, Soul's Heart, they are afraid of it, they're watching angles, they are respectful. If Daystar just starts playing passive, Soul's Heart will likely still stay respectful and spend those extra seconds covering angles, covering windows, because they know something's gonna happen. Like here, 1 guy, 2 guys, 3 guys dies, 4 guys dies, and Blitz shows up, confirms the other guy. Like, it was crazy how many people died on top brown, top red stairs.
Oh, only 2 rounds behind now for Soul's Heart, but these attacks have proven to be pretty challenging. Still can't believe that Cafe is attacker-sided. Since when? Since when?
Since when?
What is this about?
Was that just this region, or was it like the stage for across the board? Like,
I can check a couple of other regions. Why don't I have a look? So, well, we're talking at APL for now, so let me have a go and look at OCE.
Attackers have located a bomb.
If I can remember how to type on my keyboard. Oceania. Scrolling on down. Cafe has been played twice, and it's heavily defender-favored.
Okay.
And what about APAC North? APAC
10 seconds left.
APAC North. Scrolling on down.
5 seconds left.
Cafe. It's played decently and is actually attacker-sided as well.
Attackers objective.
How funny.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so unusual.
But I mean, that's always the thing about stats, right? We can look at a map and go, oh, Skyscraper has an 80% victory for defenders, but then we see like a 6-0 half for an attacking team because they're absolutely cracked because they're called Face Clan. And then it's like, okay, never mind. So while stats do show the overall story, every single matchup, operator bends, teams' play styles, how good they play on a given day, any clutches, those things are obviously never fully accounted for. Right now, I don't even think it's about size between Daystar and Soul's Heart. I think it's about performance. Daystar have been the better team more rounds than Soul's Heart have been across this best of 3 in my mind. And if they keep being the better team, they will be victorious on this map as well. They lost last round because of doing silly stuff. And I think after that tech timeout from Daystar, they're probably gonna stop doing silly stuff. It's been 60 seconds. No one's jumped out a window, by the way. Huge change, huge glow up.
Yeah, that's all it takes. Stop being so silly. And they're just holding on to site and delaying time. And extending their hold up top, of course, as well, as we always see. Bar and Cocktail being a point of contention. Soul's Heart haven't seemingly decided yet whether they're going to try and hard clear the top floor. We have an entry here from Scatman. Logic Bomb goes out. Scatman marches on forward. Jogor gets rid of that. He's still holding onto his position pretty soundly on Cocktail. He is going to stay and actually re-aggress into Bar. Meanwhile, 2 of his teammates have fallen. And Soul's Heart can put themselves into the driver's seat of this round. Keen to close the distance between them and Daystar now.
The call goes out.
Oh no.
Positions exposes a guy right there. Open your eyes. Jogor, he sees him. Drops down instead. Doesn't go for the fight. But they need a fight. Daystar need to even back these numbers. A 3v5 on an execute, you don't want to be there. Seal, Giga Chat, or Jogor has to go fishing now for a kill somewhere. But look at Soul's Heart. They're watching their drones. They're holding their angles. They are very much ready for a lash out of a play.
Yeah, they're playing very slowly. But the problem is, time will keep ticking down, and they won't get any closer to winning the round if they don't get fed a pick from Daystar. Jogor dueling with death. Eventually, he may well fall. Flashed and finally finished by Mark, Seal, and GigaChad just to hold on for Daystar. Soul's Heart, massive advantage for them in the numbers. However, there's not a lot of time left, and Seal can pick them apart one by one. GigaChad, he's in such a cheeky position, hiding in B. Do they know where he is? Mark puts him down. A 3K on the round. It's Seal against the world. Soul's Heart's forcing that diffuser on down. In mining, Seal is a long way away from it, and I9 will swing to win. It's Soul's Heart closing the distance again, just 1 round trailing behind Daystar.
That's the mining bomb site done and dusted. It's a hard one to defend, and most teams don't even go there, especially if they don't have the mirror available to cover upstairs. So, I'm not sure if they're gonna go back to it, but Operator Ben rotation does come out again. It was a double self-destruction versus the castle and the mirror. You can actually triple down and get Ram as well, then there's no Vert Operators. I don't think it's worth it, but you could in theory. Brava and oh, they're gonna do the thing. The Brava ban into Maestro play. James, you mentioned this earlier.
Yeah, surely.
That's the risk that you pay, right? Because if you see them ban the Brava, you will ban the Maestro every single time. That's what your logical response. That's if it was my system. With the current system, the actual system, you ban at the same time. You have to assume or guess that they will play the Maestro and therefore ban that operator.
Yeah.
They banned Valkyrie. This is like Daystar. They won this operator ban phase, or lost it rather. Because now they can't play the Brava, but Soul's Heart. Oh my god, it's so confusing.
I know it's
see
so
what you mean.
confusing, dude. Soul's Heart have lost this
is
because they don't have
attacking,
it.
but they're
Yeah.
But it's like Soul's Heart is orange, but they're attacking, and the operators are
Yes.
flipped obviously because of the.
Yes.
Oh my god, I messed it up as well.
I know
But
you're
right,
saying.
you're right.
Daystar definitely won this ban veto. Also, like,
Yeah,
what's more,
yes.
Buck and Sledge bans? Like, that's Vert, right? We need Ram. And
Yeah.
talk about this bottom floor bomb site, the kitchen and cooking bomb site. It's all about two things, Vert and plant denial. So you've just banned 2 operators for Vert, and you've banned Brava, which enables your Maestro plant denial. Goyo is still in, Smoke is still in, Maestro is still in. We need the Ram to have a big play. We need Scatman's breaching charges to have a big impact at opening up Vert as well. But even then, you're vulnerable to the C4 from the Tubarao. This is such a good setup from Daystar, and it's hard to imagine them losing this unless if they keep, as you're saying before, playing silly and throwing their advantages. They have such a good util setup to win this round.
Utility somehow became the name of the game after Daystar's over-aggressive jump outs early on. So they can play both styles, I guess, here. Now, with Soul's Heart, what are they more comfortable up against? They did a pretty good job now at picking apart that last round setup. They got early opening kill, they held onto their angles, they found more and more kills in the round, then they went for that final execute and they got the final kill as well. What they need is stability for Soul's Heart. People can't do their own weird thing and die somewhere to an awkward angle. They need their manpower alive. I love the blitz here from Mr. Punch. He's been very strong at it so far, and it gives them a way to roam clear very effectively and also go for plants later in the round. Daystar, of course, surrendering the whole map right now. They're only playing below. Time is ticking down pretty quickly, I would say. They're starting their vert at about 1 minute 40, which is just about average, I would say. But because they're playing the Ram instead of Buck or a Sledge, they can do that vertical destruction much, much quicker. So now the thing is, can they deal with the Goyle? Can they deal with the Maestro? Can they try and find an opening kill from the verticality? Those are the questions we're looking for Soul's Heart.
Yeah, it's not a good look, though, when it comes to this freezer side of the map. There's no entry into the site. No Buck, no Sledge, obviously. Here comes the logic bomb. Out goes the explosion of the gas pipe. That fire finally subsides. C4 primed and ready in the pocket of Giga Chad. He's going to keep on Tubarowing this out. Try and stall that hatch, prevent it from being opened. I'm not sure if it is going to get opened at this point. Time is ticking away, and Daystar, they should be able to make this one work. Mr. Punch is going to have to be the one to move forward and kill this Tubarao. With the blitz, his Smoke cuts off an angle, but he doesn't move in as of yet. Now he starts to move in. The Giga Chad has moved on back. Mr. Punch to ADS and take the fight. That's one way to handle it. The Soul's Heart in the advantage. I9's gone nuclear with 2 big kills to open up the round for Soul's Heart. Daystar are being picked to pieces. Souffle is the last one left. You might not have the Brava, but the Maestro can't do it all on his own. It's a 1v5. As he's pushed all the way back into Bakery, and the Blitz comes hunting. Another big kill for Mr. Punch. We're back and tied at the scoreline. All thanks to Mr. Punch on the Blitz. Soul's Heart are back into the game.
Oh my god. Okay, so that's a crazy one. I was sitting there watching the 2-brow and thinking to myself, if they know there's a blitz on the board, maybe you should save those canisters of the freezing from 2-brow to toss on the ground to, you know, make the blitz slower, make it unable to use the gadget. But Mr. Punch just swings the door fully ADS and gets the first kill. So much confidence shown from him to start off that push. Maybe Daystar have to just not do what we're saying. Not that they can hear us, but still, we both thought that playing less silly, more passive, more utility might be the way for them to win this. At least I thought that very much. And then they start playing a lot of utility, very passive, sheltered roles. Soul's Heart, they're okay with that. They seem so much more comfortable when they have space to work with. Yes, they weren't the quickest in that previous round. It came down to like 20 seconds or so left, 12 seconds or so left. But when they get going with 5 attackers up and alive, they can get the job done. There is a world where Daystar might need to shift back to what they were doing before and try and disrupt Soul's Heart. Kill 1, maybe 2 attackers, make it a 3v3, something like that. Because then Soul's Heart can't go for actual proper bombs that executes.
Oh, this series has really been pushed the distance, Pengu. After that second map, I thought it might be a little bit more of a cut and dried situation. Daystar, especially after the first half, looking so dominant, 5-1 on their attacking side. Turns out it's just a very attacking favored Cafe. Still a chance for Daystar to right the wrongs of this half and get it done on defense, but Soul's Heart have only looked better as the game has gone on.
I mean, right now, it's all about Mr. Punch. If they can shut down the splits, that could make a world of a difference. This is AC4 of all time, that's for sure. It looked like for a second that the attacker was on the stage on drones, but he's on the roof right above it. If he were to rappel on in though, this C4 could net them a free kill. No Dokkaebi this time, but there are mute jammers in place as a contingency plan in case that would have been the case.
Drone up and running.
Up into New Balg. Here's Rooney is going to make things a little bit difficult. Burnt now by the smoke. The Ram goes out, opening up a lot of vert down into the floor below, nearer the bomb site. The train, of course, this is reading bomb site. Up goes the Blitz, clearing Pixel, and that's free. Most of the presence from Daystar is further back. That's a big down. Souffle not finished off as of yet, but there you go. Spray through the wall for Mark. And the top floor cleared for Soul's Heart. A breaching round as well to mince up this hallway floor. Daystar are running around like mice. Caught and trapped with nowhere to run. Soul's Heart are inching towards them.
Question is, what's going to be the point of entry? Mr. Punch, surely like last time, lead the way forward, has that one smoke in the pot, can use it to deny one of the lines of sight, one crossfire, vitality shots, and reload from Mark instead. He's a second player, they're absolutely everywhere.
Mark getting all too close to that bomb site as well. Joe Gore has fallen back into Laundry. Meanwhile, Seal is still being held by the Blitz here. The Blitz flank watch, not something you see every day, but man, it is effective. He wants to try and take this fight. He smokes off the angle, goes for the ADS, but Seal blind fires him and takes him on down. Joe Gore finds one before being traded. Daystar still in the back seat as Soul's Heart have taken control. The diffuser being forced on down, but it is seemingly I9 to find one. Not the second though, as Seal gets on around it, but Mark puts him down. It's match point and series point for Soul's Heart.
Mark came up massive in that one, finding the opening, getting down the plant, replacing the player on reading door, doing verticality. I mean, this guy is doing every person's job. While that's ongoing, Mr. Punch, the distraction game on Wide Staircase, having 2 different defenders just focused towards him on that spot. There's so much happening in that round for every single player. The communication, probably crazy. You gotta play off your instincts and off what you think is actually gonna be happening, because every single person is trying to yell out what they see, what they think is the most important. It starts off, thankfully, for Soul's Heart with that early opening pick and injure to buy them the numbers advantage. They were planting, the planter died, but it worked out in the end.
I just have a feeling, Pengu, that Daystar's going to get this round across the line and we're going to be booked in for OT. I got to get an admin call on which side is which in OT.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
The
to go.
downstairs set up here. It's a hard bomb set to hold passively. We saw that last time from Daystar playing the Maestro, playing the Goyo, and just waiting for Sosa to execute.
It's
They
funny.
they might need to get on a roam. What's funny?
It's funny because we really set up, this, ground floor bomb site's going to be so good for Daystar with these operator bans, Buck and Sledge gone. It's going to be all about the Vert game. Brava gone. It's going to be all about the Maestro. The problem is, like you said, the Ram is just so good. You need to hard counter it. We don't have any impacts on the board. We could be seeing them ready to try and impact all of the Rams. We could even see them try and roam a little bit if they wanted. We could see them lean more into this Maestro somehow, try and force it the issue, but Soul's Heart read it well. I do have the call that should it go to overtime. Daystar are on the defense, so it won't get any easier. This has been an attacker-sided Cafe, so even if they are able to push the distance, they're still going to have to look good on their defense.
It's funny because I'm thinking back right now. Imagine you ban the Buck and the Ram. You would have only Sledge to verticality.
And then you see 4M.
But then it's like, you probably want to ban this Sledge. Yeah, exactly. But then you want the Sledge to be banned because you want to play the Castle.
Yeah.
But then both teams match it up with a Castle and a Sledge at the same time. So I feel like that's made this match very awkward in that case.
It's essentially just nullified two of the bans, right? The Sledge and Castle ban are kind of not necessary at all. But regardless, there is one last chance for Daystar to send this the distance. Otherwise, Soul's Heart will put them to rest right now. But Seal, if he's got anything to say about it, wants to play a little bit more Siege. It's a big flank on the top floor. Not sure whether he was unaccounted for, whether they cleared from top down, or whether he slipped through their awareness. Oh, this is very, very risky from Joe Gore going for a barricade. I9's going to take his head clean off. Meanwhile, solo roam hunting upstairs is Mr. Punch. He's finally seen Seal, but not before Seal takes his head off. 15 kills on this man. It doesn't matter that Joe Gore's in the dirt because the top fragger for Daystar is still at large on this roam. With his phone ringing, Soul's Heart look to hunt him down. Or rather, will they turn their attention directly to the bomb site?
Gotta hit that reset button right now, just stabilize. Things get a little bit too hectic. I gotta figure out what's the approach gonna be
What
for
is
the
this?
attackers.
What is
They go
this?
for the roamer. You gotta catch the the timing. Oh, he gets the second player instead.
It's all up to Giga-Chad. He's got to do everything. He must live up to the name now. In a 1v3 with I9 on the floor. Pistol comes out, but Mark, he finally ends it. Finally gets Soul's Heart across the line. It was a valiant effort from Daystar, especially on the second map, but Cafe was all Soul's Heart's game. A 7-5 and a massive comeback with 6 rounds in a row to seal this deal and book themselves a date with Weibo later today.
I don't even know exactly when and what happened, but Mark seemingly out of nowhere became the best player in the server on the attacking side for Soul's Heart and single-handedly won them 2-3 rounds. Incredible showcase from the team of Soul's Heart, which had a really, really weak start on Cafe and generally speaking, an awful previous map of Bank.
Yeah, but they still managed to get it across the line. Soul's Heart, maybe the result we expected in terms of the winner. I certainly didn't think it would go like that, and we'll break it all down on the couch.
Yeah, what's crazy for me is Daystar's biggest weakness throughout the entire group stage, Michael, flips on its head. Like I said before we started, the pendulum swings like crazy here.
Yeah, I mean, a large reason why we even got to the third map was Daystar's prowess on attack and putting Soul's Heart under a ton of pressure.
Yep.
And then it was both teams combining on Cafe ultimately at the end to combine for a very attacker-sided final map, despite the aggression that we particularly saw from Daystar on defense. But yeah, kind of following on from Nick's point, right, we saw Mark just absolutely pop off on attack, big win con several rounds, and help them, kind of reboot the team a little bit. They were trailing, they were being pushed to their limits. Daystar did play particularly well today, but Soul's Heart, I think, just edging out with a little bit more experience.
I thought this game was done going into the second half in favour of Daystar. I was actually quite surprised in the end that Soul's Heart were able to bring it back, because if you actually look at the last time that Daystar played on Cafe, which was against Elevate, and they actually didn't give up an attacking round on their defense. They closed it out very nicely. They had good attack rounds. And unfortunately, they just couldn't get the job done here where it mattered most. And as you kind of alluded to in terms of the attacker win rate flip when it came to Daystar, especially on that second map where they were just exquisite. And boy, they played well. And they'll be very disappointed to ultimately now lose the series. But really, you got to hold your head high if you're Daystar. You've still got a lower bracket to run through. I think some really good quality Siege. Really, really good game. Interesting as well for Soul's Heart. They did it without Scatman playing to the level that he had played throughout the group stage. So he wasn't quite as much of an overall factor in the series. He ended up actually being the second lowest rated player for Soul's Heart.
Crazy.
Mark ended up being kind of the Batman tonight. So he was sensational. But for Daystar, it ended up playing out the way that we probably expected, in that they didn't really have one standout sort of player. 111, 109, 108, 99 EPS for their four, which ends up following kind of to the metric we set pre-show. So a lot of it kind of did somehow play out.
The numbers really did not lie heading into this game. I mean,
but there
the
were
caveat to that
differences.
being probably the attack win rate for Daystar, but in terms of individual player performance, especially for Daystar, it followed the same channel. Unfortunately, that did mean GigaChad had a bit of a rough day.
And they also got a lot more plants down as well. They won the plant battle over the course of the series, which again, they were the worst team when it came to that metric.
Crazy.
So, I mean, like, they did a lot right.
Yep.
And that's why probably the series was so close. Now, had they not improved in some of those areas, it probably ends up being a 2-0.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've got to be a little bit devastated for Daystar. Like, it's just on the back of everything, like all the stats that you've given there, it's just a little bit heartbreaking for them, because they were going into the game. Look, in my eyes, and I'm sure the eyes of many, probably the lesser favoured, but they still managed to keep it close. What I will say is, yes, Scatman may not have performed across the series, but he's a pivotal reason as the whole point that we managed to get OT for Soul Heart in map 1 was because of 2 1v3s that he managed to clutch up. So, like, it's just crazy how this region continues to pan out. I guess looking forward a little bit here for Soul Heart. Weibo is up next, Michael. This game is going to be very difficult, because not only are you going to be dealing with, let's just keep it to this game. You're going to be dealing with, like, the Daystar's attacking prowess of these maps, but then you're going to be dealing with solid foundations on defense for Weibo. So where do we now go for Soul's Heart? Like, how do we break this down?
I mean, it's going to be a real challenge. I think probably the most concerning thing for me is, due to the fact they've already played a best of 3, it's more than likely that some of those smaller mistakes we kind of saw throughout that series, which likely made it so close, there's the opportunity or the potential for the frequency of those mistakes and maybe even the severity of them to increase. And you combine that with the prowess of Weibo, who are not going to throw rounds, they're not going to throw those opportunities, and they will punish mistakes that you make. It's very difficult to make a case that Soul's Heart have a chance in this matchup, a realistic chance. They're going to have to play absolutely amazingly, even better than they already have.
When they played last, which was the second last play day, it was on Consulate, and Weibo won 7-5, and we saw Soul's Heart win that Consulate today. I wonder if they maybe might look to go back there again. Banker's got to probably be out if your Soul's Heart after that performance today against Daystar. But
wasn't convincing.
No, it certainly wasn't convincing at all. But I'm having a look at it just now in terms of the maps for Weibo, your cafes, your chalets. They got a deep map pool. So I wouldn't be surprised, though, if it's quite similar. Like Weibo played quite a lot of cafe throughout the stage. They played a border. They played a lab. So it's going to be intriguing to see. Soul's Heart will want to try and go for the comfort maps. And because they've played today, Soul's Heart would probably not be, afraid to play the same maps again, a Consulate, a Cafe, for instance. So I wouldn't be too surprised. But big win for Soul's Heart. And their reward is they play another best of 3 in about 3-ish hours or so. Whereas the reward for Daystar losing is they're done for the day.
Yes. We love that. That's fantastic. See you later. Let's go ahead and bring the interviewee in. It's time for us to break this one down a little bit more. Anno, lovely to see you, my friend. Hope things are going well. Are you happy with the performance? It was a close one in the end.
Yeah, it's really close. We try to try my best and play like it's just video game. Whatever we play or competitive, just have fun. That's it.
I just wanted to ask, in terms of the Asian region, right? A lot of talk has been in regards to Weibo and where they kind of sit. What's the internal view, though, from the other teams in the region as to the difference to the strength of Weibo? Do many in the Asia region kind of look as they are the team to catch?
Uh, uh, pardon? Again, this.
Again.
Sorry, Weibo right now in Asia, Weibo Gaming. A lot of people look at them as the #1 team in the region
Yeah.
externally. So for those outside looking in, but how do the teams and the players view Weibo within Asia? Do they think it's a gap that's quite large, or do you feel as if that you can really challenge them, especially considering you're going to have to play them later today?
Yeah, Weibo is a very challenging team. They have the best player in the team like Third and Speak Easy who play in competitive scene in for 5 or 6 years. Yeah, I think in Asia they look them like the best team. Yeah, I think so. But it's very challenging to winning them also.
How do you beat them? That's the question.
Yeah.
How are you going to beat them? How do you win?
I think we practice for a month. Just prove yourself what we practice and believe that we can do that.
Yeah.
That's it, I think.
Belief and have fun by the sounds of it. Nano, is there anything
Yeah.
you'd like to say before we let you go? Anything to the audience that are watching?
Yeah, thank you for watching. We are the new for so hard. Thanks for support and hope you guys support us go along.
Well,
Yeah.
best of luck against Weibo, mate. I think everyone's going to need it in the region, but best of luck to you. We'll speak to you soon.
Thank you.